And it's time for high school football, a K-West production. We are live tonight from Edinburgh, Texas, Richard Flores Stadium, along with the coach himself. We're talking about John Boswell. I'm Scott Harrison, and the host team tonight, it is the Edinburgh Economedes Jaguars. They're a District 31 6A team, and they're in non-district action tonight against your Weslaco East Wildcats. Of course, they're 32 6A. Now, the Wildcats are 1-1 this season. They defeated the Sherryland Rattlers to open the season 62-0, then lost to McAllen Memorial at home last week 28-14. Meanwhile, the Jaguars, they are 2-0 as they defeated Brownsville Hanna to open the year 19-14, and then they defeated La Jolla Palmville in the second game 13-9. We talked about the coach being here, and Coach, we're ready for football on a clear but hot night, and tell us some of your first reactions to this game.
Well, the Wildcats, they want to get back on the track. They're on a bye next week. Then the week after that, we'll start the district season against their city rival, the Weslaco Panthers. So it was very important to the coaching staff of the Wildcats to get rolling on the way to the district schedule.
And back to receive, the kickoff will be Jeremy Fernandez and Pete Segura. Segura, a top player tonight for the Jaguars. We'll talk more about him. Of course, Chucky getting ready to kick off, Orlando Fuentes. And, Coach, talk a little bit about the uniforms tonight for the visitors.
Well, it's a new look. The Wildcats are wearing their gray or kind of charcoal pant with a white jersey and, of course, the black helmet with the number on the side this year. The gray pants are a new addition to the Wildcat garb, and I think they look pretty good. And here comes the kickoff from Chucky, Scott. Let's have a good one.
Yeah, that's right, from the 40-yard line. And, of course, Chucky, he has hit everything he's attempted this year, 16 points already this season. And Segura will get the ball to start things off, has it over at the 15, near the 20, and he is going to be brought down near the 20-yard line. Among those in on the tackle, looks like it is Mr. Alvarez.
And also number 4, Ramsey Vasquez, and number 7, that was Dimas Alvarez, you're correct. And believe it or not, starting defensive lineman Fernando Garza also on the tackle. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 20, Scott. So they're kind of got the Jaguars starting in the hole.
And we expect to see a slot T tonight, right, for Economedes?
Well, they base their offense out of the slot T, but they also like to spread. Looks like they may be opening it up here to start the ball game.
All right. Their starting quarterback tonight is going to be Albert Guerra. Guerra in the shotgun right now. And again, like Coach said, they are going to have things opened up a little bit. They do pass. They do run the ball about 50-50, it looks like, as far as statistically so far this season. We'll see what happens tonight. Calling out the signals. And again, one of their running backs is injured. We'll talk about that. And before the snap has gotten off, there is a whistle.
That's probably a delay of game. They changed formations. They changed the call. They flipped the guy over. You got to get the play started. And I guess they got a timeout called, Scott, before the penalty took place. But, early in the game, you don't want to be in the hole. You've already burned a timeout, and you haven't run an offensive play yet.
And talk about that first formation they came out in, Coach.
Okay, well, they looked like they were going to show you a double set. Then they motioned one of the guys back to the backfield. Then they did that fake snap. Go! And they looked to see how the defense is lined up. Then you saw they look at Coach on the sideline. He tried to change the play. Well, by the time all that happened, they were about to get a delay of game. Coach saw that, took a timeout. You don't want to start the game 1st and 15. So they'll start at 1st and 10. Let's see if they stay in the spread set.
Economedes has 3 starting offensive linemen back from last season, including A.J. Garza. So we'll have to see how youth and experience mesh for them. And, of course, we want to see if tonight, well, we're looking below us. The Army is here, right?
Well, yeah.
Team Vargas, right?
Team Vargas has been 4 years strong.
Yeah.
He's from a good, supportive family. You see him back there playing free safety right now, number 1.
Right. We're talking about J.C. Vargas.
Right.
Didn't have any touchdowns last week, but 4 in the opening game. 1 was on an interception, 2 receptions, and also on a running play. And we have a penalty before the snap even gets off for the second play of the game.
Well, actually, it would be the first play of the game because they took a timeout.
Yeah, you're right.
It's going to be 1st and 15 either way.
Yeah.
Left tackle got moving a little early. You just don't want to be against a defense that runs like the Wildcats run. You've got the Garzas, you've got Fernando, and you've got Gerald playing the ends. You've got Jacob Banda, and you've got Robert Torres on the inside. They run really well. And the Wildcats are missing number 26 tonight at linebacker, but they feel like they have people. And it looks like they moved again. And if they did, it's going to be 1st and 20, Scott.
Oh, my gosh. We only got 10 seconds gone on the clock, but it seems like we've been here for a half an hour, Coach.
Well, you know, clock time and real time aren't always the same thing. Let's see who the penalty is on.
And you're talking about the Garzas. Fernando Garza already has a sack for the team this year. Had him against the Wildcats last week. And the other Garza, he had 2 sacks in the game opener.
Okay, so they called that movement on the Wildcats, so it's back to 1st and 10 instead of 1st and 15 or 1st and 20. And here they are in a 2-back spread set again.
So we'll see if we actually get a play off this time without a penalty. We do, and it's going to be a handoff, and it's going to be a short gain over on the right side. Guerra handing the ball off that time.
Yeah, number 33, Mikey Gonzalez. Number 48, Robert Veta, doing a good job. And, of course, if there's a play running inside, Freddie Cardenas, number 3, is usually around it.
Lee Maldonado in on the run, got 2 yards on the play, so it's going to be 2nd and 8 from the 22-yard line. And again, a lot of people have come here for this game tonight from Weslaco East. We appreciate them traveling. And, of course, the home fans also supporting their team. High snap, and this time handed off again to Lee Maldonado, and he is going to get, again, 1 or 2 yards as he goes off right tackle.
Yeah, I see big number 55, Jacob Bonda, down in there, involved in that play along other defensive linemen. So see what Economedes does with their first 3rd and long. It's going to be 3rd and about 7.
Yeah, officially they'll give him a 2-yard gain, Coach. 3rd and 6 from the 24. So on each play, Lee has got 2 yards. And again, a bad snap low this time, but Guerra will get it off. Albert Guerra trying to get to Pete Segura and cannot get it to him at the 42-yard line. It would have been enough for a 1st down. Couple of defenders back on that play. And we saw Danny Salinas among them, actually J.C. Vargas among them.
Right, and number 23, Jaime Banuelos, also on the coverage. Back to receive the kick, number 80, Hector Trey Bone Signs will be looking for the punt. Back at about the 37-yard line.
And also J.C. Vargas.
And J.C.'s back there with him. I don't know if I'd want to really kick it to either one. Let's see what happens here.
Well, the punt is off. It is going to hit about the 45-yard line in the territory of the Jags. So a short punt, and punting on that particular play, it looked like it was Domingo Rios.
Yeah, that was a nice job by the defense getting out of that quickly. Actually, 3-play series, not counting the penalties. And now the Wildcats will come out on offense. And let's see if they come out in a 3-back set or a 3-receiver set, or what Coach Burgett has planned here for early in this ballgame.
And, of course, Roy Pedraza, their main running back, almost gained 2,000 yards last year. Already this season, 47 carries for 271 yards, has 3 touchdowns, 2 in the loss to Memorial, 1 in the game opener. And we see we've got 3 backs in the backfield right now, and the pitch is going to go back right now, and it's going to be an option play. Vargas gets it and tries to get it downfield to his receiver, and the pass is incomplete. It was intended for Hector Signs.
Yeah, that was just a little toss pass. You know, people forget JC can throw the ball, but what that does is gets the defense to play you honest. They can't come up and make the tackle on the toss if they got to be concerned about the receiver release.
And talk about the offensive formation open up the game.
Well, it was a multi-back set. Had JC and Roy back there. And once again, Trey Signs, number 80, goes out and pretends he's blocking and then slips by.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Ball at the 46-yard line of the Jags. And we have a timeout called right now by Coach Michael Burgett. And we'll have timeout here at the field. So we'll be back in a moment on KWES.
Before David Lozano started practicing law, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. He participated in UIL athletics. He was a regional qualifier. He earned college credits through the dual enrollment program. After high school, he attended the University of Texas before graduating from St. Mary's School of Law. Now he helps people in need as an attorney. WISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For David Lozano, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
Along with Coach John Boswell, I'm Scott Harrison, live from Richard Flores Stadium in Edinburgh. So far, no score between Weslaco East and Economedes. And again, it is Weslaco East with the ball. 2nd down and 10 from their own 46 following the timeout. And it'll be a pass play this time by Lefevre. Lefevre trying to go downfield, trying to hit at the 10-yard line, Vargas, but the pass was a little bit overthrown.
Yeah, that's going to bring up 3rd and 10. He just didn't have quite enough room on that sideline. He opened up. Let's see what they got here. I know they want to get at least half of it. Coach Burgett will not be afraid to go for it on 4th down.
Richard Lefevre, the quarterback and also the punter. So anytime they're back in punting formation, they aren't there yet. You never know what he's going to do. 3rd and 10 from the 46, one back in the backfield. And this time it will be handed up, and it's going to be a nice run. It looks like it is Pedraza.
Yes, that was Roy. Just thought, right now Economedes is choosing to cover up the receivers for the Wildcats. So the box, and when I talk box, I'm talking from tackle to tackle. There's not as many defenders in there as maybe the Jaguars would like there to be. And Roy finds open space and converts that 1st down.
About 20-yard gain on that run. So it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. Again, actually we'll make it a gain of about 12 officially, but there's another whistle and a flag.
Yeah, there's movement on the interior of the line. I don't know if somebody made a sound they shouldn't have made. Something happened there, but they're going to call the false start.
False start. 5-yard penalty going against Weslaco East. So they'll be 1st and 15 at the 39-yard line, 39 yards away from a score. 9:52 remaining, 1st quarter. No score right now between the Jags and the Wildcats. Signs, we talked about him, pass thrown at him recently. He already has his 4 catches this season for 74 yards. This time up ahead to Pedraza once again. He gets the penalty yardage back, about a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, right now they're not overrunning Roy, but they're running him enough that right now Economedes isn't sure what the Wildcats are doing. Now, they haven't completed a pass yet, but they've attempted a couple, and that's keeping the defense honest.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 34-yard line. And this time, a quarterback keeper, and Lefevre is going to muscle his way ahead, and he is going to be a little bit short of the 1st down, but he probably got 3 or 4 yards.
Well, 3 or 4. I think he made about 7, Scott.
7 finally when they mark it? Okay.
Well, I mean, he falls forward for 3.
Yeah.
It's a big man in there. I'm sure he saw something on that formation. They're sending in another receiver and sending out one of the fullbacks. So let's see what they got with 3rd and about 4.
Yeah, so they give him 6 on that.
Right, you're in 4 down territory here, though, if you're with the Wildcats.
And Lefevre, of course, he opened up the season, passed for over 200 yards against Sherryland Rattlers, and this time the ball goes to the left side.
Yeah, 1st down there by Roy off the left side. They set a multiple receiver set to the offensive right. Economedes lines up to it. They run away from it. So
yes, okay, nice gain on that play.
Right, and right now Coach Burgett kind of is getting a good look of what they're trying to do to him defensively.
So gain of about 11 on that play. Let's say about 10 or 11.
And JC back in the ball game.
Right. So 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. And again, direct snap to Vargas. Vargas will go around the right side. He's at the 15, tripped up and knocked down at the 14, close to a 1st down.
Yeah, you slide him in at quarterback and you change the tempo. He's very quick and very agile. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 11. Scott, they can get a 1st down without scoring.
All right, 1st and 10 officially from the 12-yard line. 7:59 remaining here in the opening quarter. Again, Vargas still at quarterback. He'll hand it off this time to Pedraza, I should say. And Pedraza gets down near the 1-yard line. So he gets about 11 yards on that 1st and goal to go at the 1. Pedraza, nice second effort, nice spin move there.
Right, and again, the defense, do you account for JC and let Roy run? Do you stop Roy and let JC run? Big Richard back in. It's going to be 1st and goal at the 1. Just because Richard's in, though, doesn't mean he's going to be at quarterback, Scott.
No.
Looks like he's not going to be.
What size is Lefevre again?
Oh, he's 6'4", 250-ish.
Right. So he is lined up in a slot position right now, and the ball goes back to Vargas. Vargas will spin toward the right side, and he's near the goal line, and it looks like he is stopped just short.
Yeah, if there's such a thing as a half-yard line, that's where he's at. The Wildcats are in no hurry. They've got 7 minutes to go in the first period. Defense has played 3 plays. Wildcats have driven down. They're on about the half-yard line, getting ready to score.
All right. It'll be 2nd and goal to go. Now Lefevre over center. Power I, and he's going to give it to the deep back, Pedraza, and Pedraza is going to be stopped by about 3 tacklers at the goal line.
Yeah, somebody came through over there on the left side of the offensive line, hit Roy about 3 yards deep. He got back to the half-yard line. Don't be surprised to see a sneak here by Richard Lefevre.
And Lefevre can run the ball. Again, a big player, as we mentioned. Got some size on him. So far, he has 38 total rushing yards this season. And again, it's going to be a pitch pack, a toss. It's going to go over there to Pedraza. Pedraza around the right side, touchdown. It is the 4th touchdown of the season for Roy Pedraza.
Good blocking on the perimeter there by Bone Signs out there at playing receiver. Good job interior-wise. Hey, it wasn't quite as easy as the Wildcats would have liked to see it, but it's 6-0, and Chucky out to kick. The holder will be number 33, Mikey Gonzalez, and either Roy Pedraza or Jaime Banuelos will be the snapper.
And so far, Chucky is 10 for 10 with extra points this year. Puts the extra point up. It is good. So with 6:07 remaining here in the opening quarter, we are at Edinburgh, Richard Flores Stadium, and right now it is the Wildcats leading the Jaguars 7-0. You're listening to Weslaco East Wildcats football on KWES.
Before Harlan Block raised the flag over Iwo Jima, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. There he played for the Panthers, won a championship, and learned some of the leadership skills he and 7 other students used while serving in the Marines. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prominent graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For war hero Harlan Block, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
And we're back once again along with the coach, John Boswell. I'm Scott Harrison. 6:07 remaining, first possession of the night for the Weslaco East Wildcats. They capitalize and go ahead 7-0. And again, Chucky about to kick it off. Where did Mr. Fuentes get that nickname?
You know, I don't know if it's from the, the Child's Play movie or he looks like the little doll. I don't
He doesn't
know.
look like John Gruden, does he?
I don't think he does, but you never know.
Of course,
and maybe his middle name's Carlos, and I don't know.
We'll have to find that out. I've got to find that out. Inquiring minds must know, right?
Yeah.
All right, Chucky will kick it off right now, and the ball is going to go deep and into the end zone, and back waiting for the ball. A couple of players for Economedes, Jeremy Fernandez and Pete Segura, but it goes into the end zone, touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 for Economedes at their own 20. They are moving from the right to left here in the first quarter.
Well, that's a rule change just a couple
is
years
it 25
ago.
now?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, tell me about that.
Touchbacks are 25.
Okay, I did not know that.
Well, they don't want the big hits on the kickoff, but they're punishing you for kicking it in the end zone. So if you want to kick it in the field of play, like last time they started on the 20 because they covered well. Looks like Economedes is coming out and doubles.
All right, you're right. Slot each side. Shotgun formation. Albert Guerra at quarterback. Won the job this year. Doing a nice job for Economedes. And this time he's going to look for Segura. Segura, his big receiver, gets the ball. Spin move. And he is going to get knocked down near the 50-yard line. Gain of about 25 yards. And Segura already has 174 yards in receptions this season. So with that catch, he's right near the 200-yard mark in receptions.
Well, they gave him a good protection. The left-handed quarterback gets it out on rhythm, and Segura makes a nice catch. First down, Economedes.
Okay, so where they mark it, they will actually say his progress was stopped after about a 19-yard gain. So 1st and 10 right there. And this time, it's a pass attempted by Guerra, and it is incomplete. His attempted receiver was Omar Trevino.
Yeah, he's the inside receiver up top. Everyone ran about 5 yards and turned around. The rhythm of that didn't look right. 2nd and 10. Wildcats need to get some pressure on the quarterback, maybe at least getting his vision.
2nd and 10, ball at the 44-yard line. 5:38 remaining here in the first quarter. We're glad everyone is watching this broadcast on KWES. And now Guerra will try to throw a little screen, and it's broken up on that play. It was a nice breakup on that particular play, and you've got to like what you see out there, Coach.
Yeah, big number 55, Jacob Bonda, felt something happening. When you're a defensive lineman and all of a sudden no one touches you, you've got to say something's up. He smelt that screen coming, almost picked it off. It's going to be 3rd and 10, and Wildcats need to get off the field here on this 3rd down.
All right, again, 5:34 remaining. And this time, again, a spread offense. Slots on each side. Out of the shotgun, pass attempted, and it is caught, one-handed catch down at about the 25-yard line is where the receiver will finally go on that particular play. And it was a nice reception that time by Daniel Garcia.
Yeah, that ball just got over the head of the defender for the Wildcats on third down. There was a little bit of pressure, not enough. Economedes is down on about the 24-yard line trying to answer that early score by the Wildcats.
So about a 30-yard gain on that reception. So it'll be 1st and 10. Big play. And you got to give Garcia credit. He really grabbed it one-handed about, 15 yards down the field and then went down the sideline the rest of the way on his own.
Right.
So again, continuing that spread offense out of the shotgun. This time Guerra fakes the handoff, will go around the right side, and a nice ankle tackle out there.
That's number 21. That's Joel Longoria. Let me tell you what, Scott, the defense for the Wildcats runs too well to run sideways. As an offensive player, you need to get going towards the goal line or they're going to run you down.
So a loss of 3 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 13 at the 26-yard line. And again, big test for the Wildcats defense, giving up that big play. Can they stop their opponent now? Did on the first series. We'll have to see how it goes this time. And the quarterback has it and looked like he was going to give a handoff, but there is a whistle.
Yeah, the inside receiver here on the bottom of the screen, number 16, I believe, left a little early. And it's going to bring up 2nd and even longer, maybe close to 20 now.
All right. So again, we appreciate everyone listening tonight and enjoying the action. 2 talented teams playing each other. And we talked about Segura. He's had a nice season so far. In the opening game, went over the century mark in receptions, had 6 for 112 yards. We'll see how he does tonight. Guerra going back to pass, tries to find a receiver down on the right side, and this time will overthrow him. Again, Omar Trevino tried to get passes to him a couple times, and both times incomplete.
Well, he had a little bit of nervous feet in the pocket that time. There were some defenders for the Wildcats about to squeeze through. Big number 97, Robert Torres, kind of was around his feet. Quarterbacks don't like people around their feet, so that ball was high. Once again, going to be 3rd and really long.
Yeah, the penalty pushed it back 5 more yards after the loss of 3 on the first down, so it's going to be 3rd and 18. Again, Guerra drops back to pass, and he has a receiver open, but he cannot hold on to the ball as he is hit hard by the defense, and the intended receiver was Jose Sauceda.
And that was number 21 again. That was Joel Longoria. Once again, they're really long. Number 7 and number 21, the outside linebackers, are really long. Tall, long-armed, long-legged young men, cover a lot of ground. Economedes is going for it, 4th and almost 20.
2nd down and 4. Actually, 2nd down, I should say, and 18. And this time it is passed off, and there's going to be a short gain on that play. Ball out to Omar Trevino, but much short of the first down. Ball gets down to about the 23-yard line, and they were at the 31, so they gain about 8, but they needed about another 10 for the first down.
Right. Well, you don't have a field goal kicker, maybe the kick from that area. Punt doesn't gain anything. Let's throw it over there and see what happens. Wildcats will have the ball when we come right back on K-West.
As the most established university in all of South Texas, we've learned that change is good. And there's never been a better time to check out Texas A&M University Kingsville. Thanks to our state-of-the-art new dorms with plenty of space for studying and hanging out. Our recreation center with everything you'd expect in a brand new gym. And our new dining hall, packed with delicious stuff to keep students going. And the changes don't stop there. Texas A&M University Kingsville, the home of Javelina pride.
All right, 1st down and 10. Weslaco on their 2nd offensive series of the night. And it is a direct snap this time.
To Roy.
Yeah, to Roy Pedraza, who got the touchdown on the very last time he touched the ball. This time will get a short gain.
Well, you want to be technical. That's the 3rd different guy to play quarterback tonight.
Yes, it is.
And Richard has played a couple of different positions. He can become the lead blocker also.
So a gain of 4 on the play. Ball at the 27-yard line of the Wildcats, 2nd down. They're going from left to right in this opening quarter, and this time Lefevre will throw the ball, has an open receiver, and gets it down near the 32-yard line. And on that particular play, the ball goes to Hector Sainz.
Yeah, Bones made a nice catch there. Got a couple extra yards. Richard made a nice rhythmic throw after the fake to Roy. It's going to be 1st down. We got 3:17 to go in period number 1.
So the ball at the 35-yard line. Nice little pickup on that play. Must have got around 7 or 8. And it's going to be, again, a 1st and 10. Ball in possession of the Wildcats. Clock running, 3 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. And this time the ball is handed off, and it is Roy getting near the 40-yard line. Actually, no, they've made a change at running back. They brought in Freddie Gonzalez.
Yeah, that's Freddie out the backside. They faked the Roy, took Freddie out the backside. Freddie made about 6. It's going to be 2nd and 4. Right now, Coach Brigette is about a step ahead of the defense for the Jaguars.
Rushed 5 times for 48 yards last week in the loss to Memorial, Freddie, so definitely makes the most of his opportunities. Ball is handed off again this time and will go over midfield. Gain of about 10 yards on this play, once again by Gonzalez.
Yeah, Freddie again got fed 2 plays in a row. You get a team looking at JC, you get a team looking at Roy, and you can sneak the ball to other people, and they don't have an answer.
No huddle. Ball in the possession of the Wildcats. Goes down to the 40-yard line, and this time it's Pedraza, and he is going to get about 8 or 9 yards on the carry.
Well, let me tell you what, big number 11, Paulino Arevalo, the tight end, and big number 13, Richard Lefevre, we're doing a good job of leading Roy down the field. It's going to be 2nd about 2.
Right, ball at the 41-yard line. Again, coming to the line quickly. Richard Lefevre guiding the offense. And Lefevre will hand it off to Gonzalez. There is a flag. He is going to be brought down from behind that time by Jose Cadillo, but no play.
Well, there's the flag. Let's see what it is. The way they're talking, maybe the offense had a problem, but we'll see.
So, exciting night. Lots of fans have come out to enjoy this game, and we appreciate everyone listening. We're talking about Freddie Gonzalez. Both his games, he's done pretty well. He rushed for 2 touchdowns in the win over the Rattlers in the opening game of the season, had 7 carries for 54 yards. So Gonzalez is a very, very steady running back. All right, maybe you heard in the background, not enough men on the line of scrimmage, so a 5-yard penalty against the Wildcats.
Well, you know, the way the Wildcats are playing right now, they'll take a 2nd and 6.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I was Coach Pena, if I wouldn't have kept it where it was and not accepted the play.
Power I formation this time. Ball is handed off to the deep back, and this time it is going to be Vargas, and Vargas is going to get about 4 yards over the right side.
Yeah, it's going to end up being 3rd and about 5, but once again, we're running up on the end of period number 1, and Coach Brigette is not afraid to go for it on 4th down, especially if he feels like his defense is playing well.
Brigette, 5 years at the school. Coaches 35 victories, 14 defeats.
Well, you know, 5 years as the head coach. He became the offensive coordinator there in 2006.
Been there a long time.
So he's been there 11, 12 years now.
3rd down and 5, ball at the 44-yard line. Wildcats in Jaguar territory. Handed to the deep back, Pedraza. Pedraza will get down near the 40-yard line, very close to a 1st down.
Yeah, very close. It'll come down to a measurement. The official on this side is giving a much better spot than the official on the far side. If it's not a 1st down, and it is, the official says, then I would have said it would have probably been a time for a quarterback sneak. 54 seconds to go in the first period, Scott, and the Wildcats really, tempo-wise, are in control.
Pedraza last week, he had 27 carries for 159 yards and 2 touchdowns against Memorial. As we mentioned now, after the touchdown tonight, he has 4 on the season. And this time it's going to be handed off to Gonzalez. He goes up the middle, quick hitter, and he is going to be down near the 30, down near another 1st down.
Yeah, you know, if I've been told all week as a defensive player, know where number 5 is, know where number 1 is, and then I start chasing number 5 and number 1, and number 6 is running down the field, that can create a problem.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 2, ball at the 31-yard line. Pitch back this time. It is going to be Pedraza, and Pedraza is going to get down near the 20, gain of about 11.
Let me tell you, if you see the end of that run, how physical Roy Pedraza is as a runner, the guys in the secondary of Economedes aren't in a hurry to come up and tackle him.
He's a weightlifter, right?
He's a power lifter. He's a state champion. He's about 190-something pounds, and very strong, very fast, and it shows on the field.
Going to try to get a playoff with about 5 seconds left in the quarter. There is a flag, and again, the ball was brought to the 15 by Vargas, but it looks like there's going to be motion.
Oh, maybe he's talking to Coach Brigette about
All
maybe
right.
the defense lining up off sides.
It would be a gain of about 6 if it stands.
I think he'll go 1st and 5 if
First
I know
and 5?
Coach Brigette.
All right.
Let's
You know
see.
Coach Brigette, I know that.
Yeah, I've known the man for about 20 years.
Offsides against the defense. So the replay 1st down. 2 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter. Again, it is the Wildcats leading the Jaguars 7-0. And the clock will wind and the quarter will end. We mentioned the Wildcats are ahead after one quarter. We're at Richard Flores Stadium. You're listening to Weslaco East Wildcats football on KWES.
Before Clarissa Renteria was a dentist, she was a student at Weslaco ISD. She was a cheerleader, played softball, and started college early through the dual enrollment program. She graduated from UTPA before earning her degree from the University of Texas School of Dentistry in Houston. Now she is Dr. Renteria, creating beautiful smiles at Professional Dental Group. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Dr. Clarissa Renteria, WISD was the right choice.
And we're back once again to begin the second quarter. First down and 5 for the Wildcats. They're at the 16-yard line of their opponent, the Edinburgh Economedes Jaguars. Here in the second quarter, it is going to be going from the right to the left is the visitors. And let's see what they do here on first down. And they're going to hand it off. This time it looks like to Gonzalez. And Gonzalez is going to get over the 10-yard line.
Yeah, he's going to be down, I think, real close to a first down. It is going to be first. I don't know if it's going to be first and goal or first and 10. It looks like first and goal, Scott. And once again, I told you off air, you're kind of seeing old school Wildcat football. They're going to line up in power I and run it at you until you can stop it.
And so Coach likes to change things, put new wrinkles in.
Well, and you make a team defend. Okay, they've seen them throw for multiple yards. They've seen them run for multiple yards. Okay, then you have to stop the quarterback.
And this time the quarterback, he is just going to take the defense down near the goal line. You talked about him being, 250 pounds? He just bulls his way to near the goal line.
I would bet he's the biggest player on the field, and he's the quarterback. I know he's bigger than any of the linemen. He's 6'4". Now, there might be some linemen that outweigh him.
Right.
But he is the overall biggest human being on that field.
We're talking about Richard Lefevre gets down to the 1-yard line. First and goal to go at the 1-yard line, so a gain of 9, second down.
Second and goal, right?
The second goal, I meant, yeah. He got me so excited there with his run. So we are going to hand it off this time, and going into the end zone, is that Vargas?
No, I think it's Roy.
Roy, okay, Roy Pedraza. So Pedraza gets his second touchdown of the game from the 1-yard line, and that is going to be his 5th touchdown of the season. And officially, I think they did mark the ball at the 3 when they snapped it, so they moved it back a little bit. It looked like at first Lefevre got to the 1, but they went to the 3, so it's going to be a 3-yard touchdown that time for Pedraza. Chucky puts the extra point attempt up, and it's good. He has 12 extra points this season, and now with 10:48 remaining here in the opening half, it is 14-0, the Wildcats over the Jaguars. You're listening to Weslaco East football on KWES.
Before Rene Hinojosa became a business executive, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. He participated in UIL academics, designed the original Wildcats logo, was an all-state academic middle linebacker. He then played for the Longhorns, graduating with a business degree from UT. Now he's the Director of Strategic Development at Doctors Hospital at Renaissance. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Rene Hinojosa, WISD was the right choice.
And we're getting ready to kick things off. Chucky coming out, Orlando Fuentes. He will kick the ball off from his 40-yard line. And back deep to receive will be Jeremy Fernandez and Pete Segura. Segura always a threat. Again, we talked about the fact that he has already this season close to 200 yards in receptions. Over 100 yards in one game this season. And people, it's a good night to be out here watching football. A little hot, but bring the towel out like Coach did, and you'll be doing fine. And, Coach, you don't even smell. I'll tell you that, all right?
Thank you.
Use this deodorant even, okay?
I might stink, but I don't smell.
All right, so the ball goes back, and it's going to be picked up by Fernandez. Fernandez has it, and he's going to be dropped around the 25-yard line.
Number 15, Hector Muniz, along with Dimas Alvarez, amongst others, down there on the tackle. Looks like it's going to be on about the 22-yard line. Once again, good kickoff coverage by the Wildcats. Also saw Jose Serna, number 22, in on that tackle.
Albert Guerra, I should say, is the quarterback. He has completed 20 out of 37 passes this year for 349 yards and a touchdown. His completion rate is 54%, and he'll bring his team to the line. Got the spread formation working out of the shotgun, and Guerra will try to find a receiver and gets one near a first down over on the left side. We'll have to wait and see the number. I believe it's Pete Segura.
Yeah, I do too. He just ran a kind of a stop route over there. ran off about 10, 11 yards and just turned around. A good rhythm on that pass. That's not what you want to look for if you're Coach Rene Guzman and the defensive coordinator for Weslaco East on first down.
Officially a pickup of 13 on the play, so it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Economedes in their own territory to begin this drive, going left to right here in the second quarter. Guerra drops back to pass. Some pressure. Now he is going to run. Does get the ball off and has a receiver open at the 40-yard line, and he is knocked down right there, Omar Trevino.
Well, there's a bunch of flags in the backfield, which could either be holding. Maybe he got past the line of scrimmage. I don't know. But that's too much time to let that quarterback run around. Good job coming off his coverage by Alvaro Medrano to make that tackle. But it looks like it's going to be something happening on the Jaguars, Scott, so they're going to bring that back.
And so far this year, a balanced offense for the home team. 333 yards rushing, 349 yards passing, 682 total, averaging 341 yards a game, but not so much in this game. Coach, what'd you see out there penalty-wise?
Well, once the quarterback starts running around, if you're doing a good job of pass blocking, then all of a sudden your defender starts moving in another direction, and you grab a hold. You know, it's
so
just
holding?
Yeah, I believe that was the holding call.
All right.
And it's going to be 2nd and real long.
Yep.
I'm sorry, 1st and real long.
1st and 20.
Yeah.
So the ball is back at the 25-yard line. 10:03, clock running here in the second quarter. Wildcats ahead, 14-0. Spread formation, and this time Guerra will try to get it downfield and overthrows his intended receiver. I believe that's Roger Barrientos.
Yeah, Barrientos was open.
Quarterback, and he was a quarterback last
Yeah, he
year.
was open for just a moment there. But again, when there's pressure and the quarterback feels people around his feet, he doesn't really get them set, and he's high with his passes. It's when he gets his feet set, he throws a pretty good ball for a lefty.
Barrientos is the backup quarterback. Guerra beat him out for the starting job, but I guess if they struggle, we might see him tonight. Who knows?
Well, yeah, and he's listed as a quarterback on the roster.
Yeah. So it is going to be 2nd down and 20, and the ball is handed off ahead, and not much going on that time at all. I think it was Maldonado.
Well, you know, the Wildcats had stepped one of the linebackers right up on the line of scrimmage. I believe he was going to come to give pressure on the pass. It ended up covering up all the offensive linemen, nowhere to go for the runner, and it's going to be 3rd and about 17.
All right, so pick up a 3 on that particular play. Maldonado, by the way, big game last week. He's rushed for almost 100 yards this season, 13 carries coming into the game for 93 yards. And again, Guerra drops back to pass and tries to get the ball down on the left side, does have an open receiver, and he is going to be very close to a 1st down, maybe a little bit short. And again, Segura again.
Yeah, and it's going to be 4th and about 3, and I don't know that Coach Pena wants to go for it on 4th down. Looks like they have a player down, Scott, but this is a hard down and distance with the way Wesco's playing football. I don't think you want to give them the ball at the 40.
No. Remember, last week, Sonny Castillo got injured for Economedes, one of their starting running backs. By the way, the Jags have 3 runners who have rushed for over 70 or more yards this season. Pete Segura was the injured player, but gets up on under his own power. Everybody likes that. Gets a nice hand.
Looks like the Wildcats expect the punt. Let's see if that's what they get. Again, if I was Coach Gabe Pena, I don't think that I want to give the Wildcats the ball at the 40-yard line.
All right. Going back is Vargas. Kicking the ball is Omar Trevino. And the ball takes a bounce, and we'll see where they mark it.
He got touched at the 24,
24,
Scott,
okay.
And that's where they're going to give the Wildcats the
All
ball.
right. Got touched around there. So we'll take timeout on the field. 8:45 remaining in the first half. It is the Wildcats over the Jaguars, 14-0. You're listening to Weslaco East football on KWES.
This is where excellence happens. This is Top Tier. The University of Texas at San Antonio.
And we're back once again. Along with the coach, John Boswell, I'm Scott Harrison. Richard Lefevre will hand it off on the opening play on first down, and it looks like Gonzalez has it.
Yeah, got up inside, little G block that's down by the tight end, down by the tackle, kick out by the guard, and it's going to be second and about 7, I think.
Okay, officially they make it a 2-yard gain, second and 8 at the 26. Weslaco East in their own territory. Richard Lefevre calling out the plays. Again, almost rushed for a touchdown on his own on the last series. And ball will be handed up once again. And Pedraza has it. And he is going to get about 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah, it's going to be third and about 3 or 4. Coach Brigette is not in a hurry right now. They're not huddling, but they're not in a hurry. He's able to take a look at the defense and make a call. He's looking for a possible formation change, changed his mind. Let's see what they got here.
Well, we have a slot on the left side. Looks like the 2 players out there reverse positions, and it's going to be picked back this time to Pedraza, and Pedraza is going to dive ahead very close to a first down off left tackle.
Well, that was a great block down by Trey Bone Signs, but they're only going to pick up about a yard. It's going to be fourth and about 2. One of the Jaguars is getting up slowly. I believe it's the young man that Signs was blocking. Is Coach Brigette going to punt the ball? It's going to be interesting to see. He's got time to make a decision because of the injury. And now they have the injured player off the field.
I think it's 52, Coach.
Is that who it was?
Yeah.
Ernie T. Harina?
And he's one of their star defensive linemen. So that would be a big loss.
He still hasn't made a decision on what he's going to do, whether they're going to punt or not. And you can't really tell because Richard's the punter. So if he heads out there, I don't know if that means they're going to punt or not. The Jaguars don't think they're going to punt.
So it's 4th and 2 at the 32-yard line. Approaching 7 minutes remaining in the second quarter. And a big run that time. And Pedraza is going to get the first down. He had to get down to the 34, actually gets down to about the 36.
You don't know what kind of confidence that instills in an offense when the coach says, 4th and 2 in our field territory, we're going to get it. So here's the play we're going to run because I trust you. I know you're going to do it.
Power I formation, wide out on the right side. And again, it's handed to Pedraza. And Pedraza stays, actually it's Gonzalez. Gonzalez stays on his feet, and he is going to get about 10 or 11 yards.
Yeah, once again, you know what? And 5 and 6, Scott, they look so much alike.
Yeah, they do. It's hard sometimes to tell the difference.
Well, the way you tell the difference, really, is Roy's just so thick. But it looks like the Economedes wants a timeout.
All right. And a timeout they will get. So we'll take timeout. 6:51 remaining until halftime, and it is the Wildcats over the Jaguars, 14-0. You're listening to Weslaco East football on KWES.
Before David Lozano started practicing law, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. He participated in UIL athletics. He was a regional qualifier. He earned college credits through the dual enrollment program. After high school, he attended the University of Texas before graduating from St. Mary's School of Law. Now he helps people in need as an attorney. WISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For David Lozano, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
And we're back once again, along with the coach, John Boswell. I'm Scott Harrison. You're watching this game on KWES. 6:51 remaining in the first half. Richard Flores Stadium in Edinburgh, and it is your Wildcats leading Edinburgh Economedes by the score of 14-0. And on first down, the ball is handed off to Gonzalez, and Freddie Gonzalez gets a short gain of maybe 2.
Yeah, that was a nice little inside run there by Freddie. You know, right now, the clock's running. The Wildcats have a 2-touchdown lead. They're driving the football. Again, like I said, they're not huddling, but they're in no kind of hurry.
So it's going to be 2nd and 8, ball at the 50-yard line. Home team going from right to left. Actually, visiting team, I should say, going right to left here. Power I formation. This time it is Roy being met at the line of scrimmage, and looks like no gain.
I think Alex Zunic, number 55 for Economedes, shot right through. Met Roy about a yard deep. It's going to be 3rd and about 8.
So Pedraza, no gain on that play. But he's already got 2 touchdowns, so
right.
He's done his job, folks. It's going to be 3rd and 8, ball at the 50, midway through the second quarter. We hear the fans here from Weslaco East cheering on the team. Lefevre back to pass, and he throws it down, intended for Vargas. It would have been a first down with a couple yards to spare, but he cannot get it to him over left side near the out-of-bounds marker. And in on that particular play with the defense was Abel Marino.
Yeah, he let that ball go a little bit. It kind of was high. And once again, it looks like Coach Brigette is 4th and 8 with 5:42 to go in the first half. Looks like he's going to go for it.
All right. Well, he did it back at his own 32-yard line with a couple yards to go on 4th down and did it. But this time a little farther back. Lefevre going to pass, and he gets it down to Vargas. And again, he is guarded by Marino, going to be very close, and it is a first down.
Yeah.
So got the necessary distance without much to spare, Coach, but he did it. That's all that matters.
Well, that's a veteran thrown to a veteran. JC, 4-year letterman. I mean, you don't find that in high school football very often. Works his way back to a first down, and you got a quarterback that's a veteran that threw one high and says this one's not going high.
Remember, in the opening game of the season, 5 catches for 98 yards and a touchdown for Vargas. This time, it is going to be Gonzalez upended at the 35-yard line after about a 6-yard gain.
Yeah, number 3, Jose Castillo. He made Freddie go head over heels, as they said, or heels over head. But you know what? He made about 5. Freddie's a tough guy. He gets up, and here we go on 2nd down.
So the pass gains about 8, that gains about 5, and the Wildcats are moving. This time it is handed off to Pedraza. Pedraza is going to spin, and he is going to get open. He's at the 20, the 15, and he is going to be brought out of bounds at the 5-yard line after a nice gain on that play of about 31 yards.
Yeah, that was a great spin move in the open field. The power in his thighs and lower body. The defender from Economedes had no answer. He spins, he gets run down at about the 5-yard line, I believe. It looks like the scoreboard says it's the 6. And it's going to be 1st and goal at the 6, Wildcats.
And I saw the strength in him on that run, Coach. 1st and goal to go, and he's got the ball again. This time he is going to be tackled, and maybe for a little bit of a loss. A nice defensive play that time.
52 and 55 for Economedes. We're having a defensive line meeting in the backfield. Somebody missed a block up front. Coach Brigette wants to talk about it.
And it's good to see 52's back in there, too. He was the guy that was shaken up.
Right.
All right, so we have 4:42 remaining here in the second quarter. It is the Wildcats over the Jaguars, 14-0. You are listening to Weslaco East football on KWES.
Before Harlan Block raised the flag over Iwo Jima, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. There he played for the Panthers, won a championship, and learned some of the leadership skills he and 7 other students used while serving in the Marines. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prominent graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For war hero Harlan Block, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
And we're here on KWES tonight. I'd like to thank our cameramen making this all possible. Val Zamora and also Vinny Berry. Got everything set up, got us a nice area to call the game from. We thank you guys. All right, so it's going to be 2nd and goal to go. Ball at the 6 for the Wildcats. Attempted pass, and it is going to be in the end zone for a touchdown. Touchdown for the Wildcats that time. I believe it was the tight end.
Right, that's Paulino Arevalo, number 11, TD pass of about 6 yards.
6 yards, Coach. So, again, the tight end is used on that play, and nice job. He was wide open, and it was a touchdown of 6 yards by Lefevre. So after 2 running touchdowns by Pedraza, it's Lefevre with the touchdown pass. Extra point attempt, we'll have to wait and see. There is a flag. It looked like it was good, but a flag on the extra point attempt. And apparently the flag is going to be picked up. And so with 4:38 remaining here in the second quarter, it's now 21-0 Wildcats over Jaguars. You're listening to Weslaco East football on KWES.
She's an MBA graduate who became the first Latina to reach the executive level at AT&T. She spent nearly a decade as CEO of the Hispanic Scholarship Fund, raising $280 million, along with expectations in the Latino community. Then in Washington, she served as our nation's top official on higher education. Today, she remains a key advisor for some of the world's leading corporate and educational organizations. Sarah Martinez Tucker. She's a Longhorn legend.
So a touchdown there by Paulino Arevalo. 6-yard touchdown reception from Richard Lefevre. Makes it 21-0. It is the Wildcats over the Jaguars. Along with the coach himself, John Boswell, I'm Scott Harrison. And getting ready, Chucky going to kick the ball off. Chucky now on the season, I believe he has 19 points. Perfect 13 of 13 on extra point attempts, and the ball is juggled. Segura gets it finally, and he is going to be tackled near the 22-yard line.
Yeah, that's great coverage again by the Wildcat coverage team. But let's talk real quickly about that touchdown, Scott. They had J.C. Vargas at wideout go in jet motion, fake the jet sweep. Well, when you fake the jet sweep, where do you think the defense is going if J.C. Vargas has come across the formation?
You're going to go after Vargas.
Right, and that allowed Paulino from the tight end spot to work up the seam for a touchdown.
And I know he has at least one catch this year coming into this game for 20 yards. I remember that.
Yeah, last week he had a catch.
So he has at least that much. So he is a threat as a pass receiver. And you know the Arevalo family, right?
Right.
Okay. So quarterback out there, Albert Guerra, and he will throw the ball about 10 yards to his receiver, Pete Segura, very close to a first down.
Yeah, the Arevalo family, Anna, Albert, both Wildcats from years gone by. And Paulino's the next in line. But that right there again, you don't want to come out and start a series and give up 10 yards quickly. It's going to be 1st and 10, but that's first down Jaguars.
Gain of about 10 yards on that play on the pass from Guerra to Segura. And it's 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. And as Guerra gets the snap, there is a whistle.
Yeah, I think they stopped that clock because the guy on the down marker had it at 2nd down. He hadn't adjusted it to 1st. And the lead official, I think, saw that, stopped everything. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from about the 31, Scott. But it's 4 minutes to go, and really the Jaguars haven't mounted any discernible offense.
And speaking of offense, Segura, we talked about how he had over 100 yards in the opening game. Not many receptions last game, 2 for 62 yards, but big gains. This time it's going to go over to Trevino, and Trevino is going to be close to another first down as he eludes a couple tacklers.
Yeah, well, he's eluding tacklers, but actually the Wildcat defenders need to tackle better. They're working out there to the guy. They're not breaking down. They don't have their head up. They're not using good form, but it's going to be 2nd and about 1.
So gain of 9 yards on that play by Omar Trevino. Remember, he was the intended receiver on a couple of passes earlier in the game, and they were incomplete. This time, though, Guerra finds the mark. So 2nd and 1, ball at the 40. Economedes in their own territory. This time, it's going to be another pass, and it is going to be an incomplete pass on the left side this time, intended for senior wide receiver Daniel Garcia.
Well, well-conceived play by the Jaguars. They faked a little handoff up in there, and then the quarterback sprints out and catches one of his receivers on a mismatch with an outside linebacker, and he just missed him. It's going to be 3rd and 1. This is a big down for both teams. We have 3:53 to go in the first half, and I'm sure the Jaguars are thinking they need some points before halftime.
Spread offense, slots on each side, working out of the shotgun. Now coming up to center is Guerra, and Guerra will try the quarterback keeper, lined up in the shotgun. Last second, went and took the ball under center and close to the first down.
Well, the defensive line for the Wildcats did a great job. They've done a good job of coaching them up. When that quarterback gets under center, we need to submarine the pile. The interior of the Wildcat defense did that. They did it so well, Scott, they're going to take the chains out there and measure because they can't tell. Jacob Bonda, number 97, Robert Torres, middle linebacker, Freddie Cardenas, they all up in there stopping that quarterback sneak.
And so far this year on defense, 251 yards have been given up by the Wildcats on the rush, 271 in the pass, 522 total, an average of 261 a game. And now the chains are out. And we are going to see the measurement, and it looks like it's going to be a first down.
Yeah, it was close, and a good job by the defense, but it is going to be a first down. They'll set the chains and start the clock with 3:44 to go in the first half. The Wildcats still have a commanding lead, but you don't want to give the momentum or points away here at the end of the first half.
And remember, both teams have used timeouts in this first half, so both Economedes and Weslaco East are down to their final timeout, if that becomes a factor late here in the half. And don't Economedes that got their uniforms a little bit like the Bengals, right? A little bit.
Well, a little bit. Got the orange helmet. I don't know. Maybe a little more like Clemson. To be honest with you.
I'm just trying to think who I remember.
Great job.
And that time, yes, Guerra is dropped for a big loss in the backfield.
Your man, number 43, Gerald Garza back there. Good coverage by the defensive secondary of the Wildcats. Gives Gerald time to get back there and make the sack. 2nd and long.
3rd sack of the season for Gerald, at least.
Well, you know, Gerald was an outstanding player a year ago who had an injury that cost him most of the season. And, you know, sometimes when something's taken away from you, you really miss it, and it means a lot more.
Loss of 6 on that play, a 2nd down and 16. Pass is attempted, and it's going to be intercepted this time, and it is going to be number 4 with the ball, and he's going to get down near the 35-yard line, and that's Ramsey Vasquez.
Yeah, Ramsey Vasquez back there playing free safety. JC was playing, I believe, corner at the time. One of the inside linebackers gets his hand on the ball, tips it up. Ramsey's where he's supposed to be. Young man made a great move, hurdled the guy on the return. Wildcats will take over. It looks like at the 35, Scott, with 2:51 to go, they're going to try to tack another one on before halftime.
And, of course, Ramsey has good hands because not only playing defensive back, he also plays receiver.
I believe that's his 2nd interception of the year also.
All right, good. Ball down at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10. Great field position for the Wildcats as they start in the territory of Economedes. And it's going to be Pedraza, and he's going to get some big yards. He, again, bulls his way down near the 21-yard line, gain him about 14.
Let me tell you, he's about 5'7", maybe. He's about 200 pounds, and there's nothing but muscle. I'm sure as a defender you see knees and elbows, and I'm guaranteeing he's no fun to tackle.
Officially a 13-yard gain. No, not at all. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. 2.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Clock is running. So we'll have to see if it's going to be pass plays, running plays. But, of course, these running plays are picking up big chunks at a time, so you do have time for them. But Lefevre this time is going to attempt the pass to Vargas. Vargas is open. A spin move at the 10. He's in for the touchdown. What a move by Vargas getting that ball. He juked out the defender, and he went in for his 5th touchdown of the season, his 3rd as a receiver. Remember, he also has 1 as a rusher, 1 on an interception in the opening game. He was shut out scoring in the 2nd game against Memorial, but now gets his 5th touchdown, and the score is 27-0, 2:14 remaining till halftime.
Well, you know, you make a decision as a defense that we're going to put pressure on the quarterback, but you put a defender man-on-man against a guy like J.C. Vargas. Guess who just won? J.C.
And guess who hits it again? Chucky. Chucky with his 4th extra point of the night. He's 14 of 14 on the season so far.
What a drive. Turnover turns into points. 2:14 to go in the first half, Scott. And
it was 2 plays, I believe. I believe they started at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, you have a big run out of Roy, and then you have Economedes say,
yeah,
we're going to load up the box against this receiver set, and he's not going to get time to throw it. You throw about a 5-yard pass to JC, and an athlete becomes an athlete, and it's a touchdown.
So Vargas on that play went 22 yards for the touchdown. And once again, 28-0 is the lead. So we'll have to see if the defense can stop the home team from scoring, keep a shutout going into the second half. Remember, the Sherryland Rattlers were shut out in the opening game, 62-0.
Well, you know, the Wildcats have only given up points, if you count scrimmages and games, to McAllen Memorial, who is arguably one of the better teams in the Valley. Let's see if they can continue it here. You definitely want to play smart with the last 2 minutes of the first half.
So we're getting ready for the kickoff. And speaking of Clemson, Deshaun Watson, nice job last night for the Texans. Ran a long run himself for a touchdown for a guy only in his 2nd NFL game. Passed for over 100 yards. Looks like he's the real deal.
Yeah, what a 22nd birthday present, huh?
And this time ball is kicked into the end zone, so there is a flag, though.
It's going to be offsides on the Wildcats there. Chucky kicked it in the end zone, but I think they may have to come back and do it again. Of course, Economedes has the choice of taking the touchback and adding 5 yards and getting the ball at the 30. Looks like that's what they're going to choose. It's going to be first down at the 30 for the Jaguars.
So what do you think of these new road uniforms? Okay, go ahead, Coach.
Well, it looks like they're going to re-kick it, so I was totally wrong there.
I was going to ask you, Coach, so what do you think of the new road uniforms
for
Weslaco East?
I'm from that school that, you know, every team has a different personality, and as part of that personality is the uniform. You know, when the school started, there was a lot of purple in their uniform. In fact, they wore purple helmets until 2006. And then the helmets went black. They used to have a Wildcat logo on the helmet, and it went to the word Wildcat. And then a few years ago, it went to the letter E. And they've taken most of the purple out, and they've added kind of a charcoal color. Hey, you watched the Oregons, the Oklahoma States of the world, and you're going to see a lot of different uniforms. I think it's fun.
All right, Chucky now 14 points on extra points this year. He's got a couple field goals, so he has 20 points already in the third game as far as scoring. And this time, ball is going to be fumbled again and brought up, and it's not going to be much of a return at all down near the 10-yard line. And struggling a little bit back there has been the one of the receivers on kickoffs, Jeremy Fernandez. Remember, he fumbled the ball the last time, but Segura picked it up, and coach, another flag.
Yeah, you're going to, I think, have another offsides here. Let's see what Economedes does to this one. They might have them re-kick it because, you know, you just sprinted like 60 yards and came back and sprinted 60 yards. Now you're going to ask them to get out there and sprint 60 yards again. The return guys really haven't run much.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
they might be trying to get something just based on field position because they're kicking off now from the 30. The chances of Chucky getting this one to the end zone are pretty bad. Now, you don't put the time back, so it's 2:07 to go in the half. But they will move the ball back. I'm wondering if Coach Brigette is asking for a squib of some sort here. But 2 offsides is very unusual for a Wildcat kicking game.
All right, so we'll have to see what happens. Defense, again, trying to keep this shutout going. Economedes, 2-0 on the season. And if I recall, did not Economedes beat Weslaco East last year?
Yeah, it was I don't want to say an upset, but people
the newspaper said it was an upset.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a surprise, I
Yeah.
think, because they were in the district together a couple of years ago in District 31 6A together, and the Wildcats won both of those matchups. So this is the 4th time the schools have played,
Yeah.
and it's 2-1 right now.
And I believe it's Segura bringing the ball up to about the 35-yard line where it's going to be 1st and 10. And again, we appreciate everybody tuning into the broadcast today. Gabe Pena, by the way, is the coach for Economedes, 7th year, 28-36, and he has a Weslaco connection.
Yeah, he was at Wesco High School. Before he took this job, he was one of the coordinators at Wesco High School. So, yeah, there is a connection to the city of Weslaco.
1st and 10 at the 36, ball handed off, and over the left side goes the back. Not much going.
Yeah, they got back in their slot T, not their spread, which tells me that maybe Economedes wants to go in and regroup.
All right, so we have 2nd down coming up right now. I believe it was Maldonado on the carry, and that's going to be a 3-yard carry. It'll be 2nd down and 7 at the 39. And now Guerra will hand it off once again. And this time, the ball is going to get up near the 43.
And I think
Misdirection, I think Segura on the misdirection.
Right, yeah. Well, that's what the slot T is all about. Yeah. Every time it looks like there's a trap and a sweep and then sometimes a reverse. So you get all of that misdirection. You have guards pulling, and you can have some success with it, but football's kind of outgrown this offense a little bit, and you see very few people running it anymore.
3rd down and 2. Ball at the 44-yard line. 1 minute remaining. Each team with 1 timeout remaining here in the 2nd quarter. And again, Guerra fakes the handoff, goes back to pass, feels some pressure, tries to get it downfield, and it is going to be caught at the 15-yard line between 2 defenders, and then taking it into the end zone. It looked like it was Omar Trevino.
Yeah, Omar Trevino just athletically makes a great play there. It's going to be about a 55-yard touchdown pass.
2 defenders back there, and he split the defense to take it.
Well, once in a while, you got to know when it's time to knock a ball down instead of catch it. And looks like the Wildcats are going for the interception. It's hard to tell a guy not to be an athlete, though. But that's going to make it 28-7. Wildcats will get the ball starting the 2nd half because they won the toss and deferred. But that's not how you want to end the 1st half if you're the defense of the Wildcats.
Extra point is good. 28-7 is the score. Wildcats over the Jaguars. You're listening to Weslaco East football on KWES.
Before Harlan Block raised the flag over Iwo Jima, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. There he played for the Panthers, won a championship, and learned some of the leadership skills he and 7 other students used while serving in the Marines. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prominent graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For war hero Harlan Block, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
Back once again. We are in Edinburgh, Texas. J.C. Vargas and Roy Pedraza going back to get the kickoff. Coming up momentarily by the Wildcats. Ramiro Gonzalez, who just hit the extra point, getting ready to kick it off. 28-7, the Wildcats lead. They have 44 seconds remaining to try to do something here in the second quarter. They have one timeout, and the ball is kicked up. It looks like it is going to be Vargas with it. Vargas is going to get up to the 25 now. He will try to get over the 30, and he is finally dragged out at about the 33-yard line.
Wow, how physical was that? That was unbelievable by JC, but there's a flag back on the play. I'm not sure what it is. We'll find out. But 36 seconds, I think the Wildcats' goal will just not to do anything silly here.
So remember, Vargas has a touchdown reception here in the second quarter, his first since the opening game. Now has 5 on the season, and we'll have to see what happens. Jags, by the way, beat the Wildcats last year. Final score was 23-16, Coach.
Yeah, it was one of those games where the Jaguars were able to control the ball and the clock, and their defense kept Weslaco East off balance a little bit, and it made it real tough on them. But you know what? It was an eye-opener for the Wildcats. They went on to make the playoffs, go 3 rounds, eventually losing to Cibolo Steel, who is a state power year in and year out. So, you know, you have a rough a rough week, and it turns into a positive season, so no big deal.
Of course, Weslaco and Weslaco East both off next week, but then big game at Bobby Lackey Stadium.
Well, it's a big game for a lot of reasons. It's a big game because it's a district first game. It's a district game, and it's a city rivalry game.
Right. If you didn't know already, Weslaco, the Panthers, and Weslaco East, the Wildcats, playing each other 2 weeks from tonight.
Right.
Personal foul on that last play. It's on the return team. It's going to be a 15-yard penalty.
Oh, my goodness.
And also a player has been disqualified.
Well, you disqualified one of your best defensive players. Once again, that's not something you want to see happen at any level. Part of playing athletics is keeping your cool under duress and playing between the whistles. But once again, it's 36 seconds left. Special teams coach is going to have to juggle stuff to fill in for that. But, it could be an injury. It could be an injection.
Yeah.
You're going to have to fight through it. Everybody else is going to have to step up and play.
So 1st and 10 at the 18 for Weslaco East following the penalty and the ejection. And the ball is passed off to Vargas. Vargas gets the ball. He has it down to the 35-yard line. So on that play, gain of about 17, but more importantly, the clock is stopped.
Yeah, they're giving single coverage to J.C. Vargas. I don't know that there's a whole lot of people in the Valley that can cover J.C. Vargas. There's a player down for the Jaguars, which actually helps the Wildcats because they're in a hurry-up situation with 1 timeout remaining in the half and 29 seconds. They would love to get in Chucky range. Chucky hit a walk-off field goal in the playoffs last year against Vela right here on this very field. So I would imagine I don't know how the wind's blowing out there, but I'm imagining he's good from about 40. But while we have an injury on the field, Scott, let's take a quick timeout.
All right, the score is 28-7, Wildcats over the Jaguars. 29 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. You're listening to Wildcats football on KWES.
Before Clarissa Renteria was a dentist, she was a student at Weslaco ISD. She was a cheerleader, played softball, and started college early through the dual enrollment program. She graduated from UTPA before earning her degree from the University of Texas School of Dentistry in Houston. Now she is Dr. Renteria, creating beautiful smiles at Professional Dental Group. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Dr. Clarissa Renteria, WISD was the right choice.
And the injury was Jonathan Martinez, linebacker for Economedes, walks off under his own power. We're glad to see that. If you're just tuning in, 28-7 Wildcats over the Jaguars. Jaguars have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line. And, of course, Lefevre, he has thrown for 3 touchdowns this season. Been intercepted twice. That was against Memorial last week. This time he's going to pass the ball off to Freddie Gonzalez. Gonzalez is knocked out at the 45-yard line after about a 9-yard gain. And it looked like it was maybe David Reyes who knocked him out.
Well, the Wildcats are methodically moving the ball. 20 seconds to go. Clock's stop. Ball's out of bounds.
Actually, I think it was Domingo Rios. So, again, the ball is handed up, and it is going to be Pedraza picking up a few yards to midfield. Pickup of 3 on the play. They'll say officially 2, and the clock is stopped. I guess the Wildcats have called their last timeout, so let's set it up, Coach. And they're going to reset the game clock to 16 seconds. That's when the timeout was called. So it's going to be 2nd down and 8. Ball, for all practical purposes, at midfield.
Right.
2nd down and 8. Ball at midfield, 16 seconds remaining. Maybe you can get a couple more plays in. Coach, you're the coach. That's why we call you that. What do you do now?
Well, I think you want to try to your first goal is to get field goal range, which would
What is
be
Chucky's range?
I would say you wouldn't want to be any farther than 30. That would be a 40-yard field goal. So you want the ball to about the 23 to 25-yard line, and you might have a shot. Number 2, you got to think clock. So you've got to get out of bounds, or you've got to get up following a play and spike it to stop the clock. But when you do the spike it thing, you also lose you lose a down. So that'll be interesting to see how that all pans out.
We have trips left right now. Vargas in the backfield with the quarterback, Richard Lefevre. Lefevre, shotgun formation, and he will pitch it over to Vargas. Vargas is going to get over the 40, knocked out there, taking about 6 seconds off the clock. It's a first down, gain of about 11, but the most important thing is you do get it closer to field goal range and you have a first down.
Right, you get it close to field goal range. The clock is stopped. You've got time to talk about what you're doing.
Remember, no timeouts. We're going to have slots on each side. Vargas, by the way, is lined up wide left. Lefevre looking that direction and throws it over Vargas's head down at about the 28-yard line. And at that time, it was Rios defending, one of the better defenders for Economedes.
Well, a little bit of pressure got in Richard's face, and he couldn't really follow through with that pass. So that's going to bring up 2nd down. But down at distance isn't as important.
Yeah, 4 seconds used on that play.
Yeah, 6 seconds left is the important thing.
Can you get 2 plays in, Coach?
Probably not.
All right.
You don't have any timeouts. You really have to be on the sideline, and it has to be out of his hands quickly.
So, slots on each side. Pedraza in the backfield with Lefevre. Does have pressure, tries to get up toward Vargas, and the ball is underthrown. Vargas was down around the 10-yard line. Incomplete, and time has run out. So, we have completed one half of play, and it is the Weslaco East Wildcats over the Jaguars of Edinburgh Economedes, 28-7. Coach, any brief words before we go to half?
Well, the Wildcats will get the ball to start the second half, and we'll see what kind of momentum they have when we come back.
He's John Boswell, the coach. I'm Scott Harrison. We'll be back in just a bit with the second half of football from Richard Flores Stadium in Edinburgh. You're listening to K-West.
We meet at a college noted for knowledge, in a city noted for progress, in a state noted for strength. And we stand in need of all 3. For we meet in an hour of change and challenge, in an age of both knowledge and ignorance. The greater our knowledge increases, the greater our ignorance unfolds.
And we're getting ready for second half action. Along with the coach, John Boswell, I'm Scott Harrison. We're in Edinburgh, Texas tonight. Sun has set, and we are getting ready for a good second half. Richard Flores Stadium. Weslaco East, big lead at halftime. The Wildcats over the host, Edinburgh Economedes, 28-7. Jags come into this game 1-1, actually at 2-0. And so far, Weslaco East, they are 1-1 on the season. 28 points, couple coming off of touchdown passes. A nice job out there getting his 4th and 5th touchdown passes of the season. The starting quarterback for your Weslaco East Wildcats. We're talking about Richard Lefevre. And of course, also out there, we have seen a couple of runs, a couple of touchdown runs, and getting his feet going and making the most of it is Roy Pedroza. 1,000 yards, 2,000 yards. What's he going to get this year? Only time will tell. Coach, what did you think of the first half?
Well, you know, the Wildcats pretty much had the tempo the whole first half. There was a great athletic play by Economedes there late in half on a touchdown catch. They will receive the ball here to start the second half. If I was Coach Brigette, I think there's two things that you're thinking about. Getting out of this half with a win, but also getting out of this half healthy leading into district play. Now, they're going into a bye week, so that will help with the health. But right now they need to be aware of an onside kick, and they want to try to get points here on this first drive.
All right, we see J.C. Vargas among those back there waiting to kick. Is that Gonzalez, too, over there, I believe?
I think Gonzalez here in the middle row.
Okay.
That's Roy back there, I think, with
Roy.
J.C.
All right, so Roy Pedraza and also J.C. Vargas awaiting the kick. Ball will be heading toward the right of the field. And it's going to be Pedraza getting it, and he is going to be at the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and he is going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. He returns that kickoff, Coach, about 35 yards.
Well, and he does a good job there at the end, carrying 3 Jaguars with him for about 5 yards, again showing his strength. Nice place to start the second half on the 35-yard line. Here comes Big Rich in the offense. Let's see what they can do here on the first drive. Let's see what adjustments that the Jaguars may have made defensively.
Wildcats, 32-6A school. Economedes, 31-6A, non-district action. Richard Lefevre, again, threw for a couple of touchdown passes in the first half. And this time he comes out throwing right away, and he throws a complete pass, and it's going to be down near the 42-yard line. It is a gain of 7 on that play to Hector Signs.
Yeah, Trey Signs, Bone Signs, whatever you want to call him. He'll answer to all of them. Nice job for about 8 on first down. Coach Brigette, again, no huddle, but not in a hurry up.
So officially, a ball will be marked down at the 43-yard line, going to be 3rd down and 2. And the Wildcats going from right to left here in the third quarter. This time another pass, and it's going to be going to Gonzalez. He does not get much on that particular play. It was a nice open field tackle that time, and making the tackle on that play was Abel Marino.
Well, you know, one of the things we talked about is getting out of this half healthy, and Freddie gets up hopping around a little bit. They put Alvaro Medrano in. It's going to be 3rd and about 2.
And looks like possibly some sort of injury to a left ankle. We'll have to wait and see. Coming up, it is the quarterback at the line this time, Lefevre. Lefevre fumbles the snap, recovers it, but he is going to be, maybe falls ahead for a yard. And doesn't look like he's going to get the first down.
Well, it's hard to quarterback sneak when you don't have possession of the ball. He's so big and strong, though, that he almost gets it. Let's see what Coach Brigette does here early in the second half. I think he'll go for it.
4th and 1 ball at the 44-yard line. We're into 90 seconds of this quarter. And let's see if the big man will keep the ball. About 250 pounds. What is he, 6'3"?
6'4".
6'4", okay. He's got a slot on the left side. He keeps it this time, and he is going to get the first down and a lot more. Gets about 4 yards near midfield.
Let me tell you how demoralizing that is for a defense. You came out after a shaky defensive first half, and it looks like you're going to stop them. It's 3rd and 2. You get it stopped. It goes to 4th down, and they convert a 4th down.
1st and 10, gain of 5, pass right away, and it is going to go to the left side. We'll see. No, the receiver was juggling it, caught the ball, but it was not a catch that time by Alvaro Medrano.
Yeah, Al Medrano just didn't get a clean catch on that, so they're going to call him bobbling that going out of bounds. Going to be 2nd and 10 with clock stopped. Once again, the Wildcats not in a hurry, but not huddling. They're not allowing the Jaguars to change personnel or really to communicate defensively.
2nd down and 10. Ball at the 49-yard line, and this time it is Pedraza, and he is going to get an open field. He is going to make it all the way down to the 30-yard line. He's going to get about 21 yards on that rush as he bulls ahead. It's about 3 times today he's just bulled ahead and made big yards.
Yeah, he's kind of the equalizer. We got a Jaguar defender down. Looks like he's going to get up under his own power. But, you know, again, it looks like you're doing a pretty good job defensively. You're 2nd and long, and Roy bops up the middle for about 15 yards. And, you know, there's not a real answer for that when a guy like that is rumbling down the field.
I think officially they're going to say he gained 18. They're going to put the ball down at the 32-yard line, 1st and 10. We have a slot on the left side. Lefevre tries to find Vargas has the ball for a moment at the 25-yard line, but can't control it. It would have been a 7-yard gain.
Right, nice coverage by Jaime. Signs for Economedes there, number 21. Looks like Coach Burgett's going to change personnel here. Maybe go to a power set. Yeah, it looks like multiple running backs coming on the field. You still got Trey Signs up top as a receiver, and you got number 11, Alvaro.
And Randy Cardozo's in the backfield.
Right, and you've got Arevalo still at tight end, so here we go.
So here we go. Shotgun formation, and this time it will be handed off to Pedroza, and Pedroza is going to move, keep churning. He's going to get down to near the 25-yard line, gain of about 7 on that play.
Yeah, that's going to bring up 3rd and about 3, but Roy Pedroza, again, just chewing up yards in the middle of the formation. You know, they went for it on 4th and 2 back here in the wrong side of the field, so you got to know they're in 4-down territory.
So we're going to have 3rd and 3, ball at the 25-yard line. Over center is the quarterback Lefevre. Pitches back to Pedroza. Pedroza, he's going to get down to the 15, and he's going to be knocked down around the 11-yard line. So he gets about another 13 or 14 on that run, Coach.
Yeah, he had nice lead blocking there. I think Randy Cardoza, along with Big Richard Lefevre out front, he makes a spin in the hole. I thought for a moment he was going to break it, but it's going to be 1st and 10 on about the 11. They can get a first down, I believe. No, they're saying it's 1st and goal.
All right, 1st and goal on this, and Cardoza's come in, done a nice job blocking, also plays linebacker. So this time it looks like it is handed ahead maybe to Cardoza. We'll have to wait and see. Ball's down near the 6-yard line. Remember, we did have an injury a few minutes ago, and we'll have to see on his condition. Over to Freddie Gonzalez.
Right. Yeah, Freddie's been kind of nursing a hamstring, I think, all season. But that was Cardoza. Nice little inside run. It's going to be 2nd and goal from where, Scott? About the 6.
Yeah, gain of 4 on that play. We're approaching 8 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. 28-7, Wildcats leading their hosts.
This kind of drive Coach Burgett is looking for here to start the second half.
Vargas in motion. Looked like they might try the jet sweep. He was going left to right.
Yeah, just a bunch of people.
By the flag.
Yeah, didn't get the snap count on the call. I'm wondering, Coach Burgett is asking, sometimes the defense will try to shift, and they start going, shift. And that sounds like a snap count, which you can't do. And I'm sure that's what he's asking, is that happening? Obviously, the officials don't think it's happening because they threw the flag on the Wildcats.
All right. So 2nd and goal, 5-yard penalty, ball back to the 11. Again, Randy Cardoza in for Freddie Gonzalez. He wears number 44. Richard Lefevre, thrown a couple touchdown passes today. Again, Vargas in motion left to right, and again, high snap, and again a flag.
Yeah, something's going on up front. Because once again, you don't see multiple penalties on the line of scrimmage usually by the Wildcats. I know as an offensive lineman, the defensive lineman used to get down, put their head down, and and you had to do everything in your power not to jump. Let's see what they do here with this flag. Looks like they're going to call it on the defense. They call that a delay of game because they do believe that time that they simulated a snap count. And you're delaying the game from going on because it's kind of a bad tactic.
So ball goes to the 6-yard line. 2nd and goal to go from the 6. Clock moving. Under 7:40 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. And Lefevre back in the shotgun. Once again, Vargas in motion left to right, but this time it's handed off to Pedroza, and Pedroza is going to get down near the goal line. Let's see where they mark it. No signal yet. Yes, touchdown. 6-yard run for Pedroza. Roy Pedroza, his 3rd touchdown of the ball game. This time from 6 out. And the score is 34-7 as we get ready for Chucky to come up and attempt the extra point. So Pedroza having a big night out there. And again, his physicality making a big difference in this game on some long runs and some short runs. And Chucky will put it up. There is a flag.
Looks like it may offsides.
Right. Offsides. The extra point is good. Offsides against the Jaguars, against the defense. So Chucky has his 5th extra point of the night, 15th of the season. He has 21 points overall. 7:25 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. The Wildcats go up over the Jaguars 35-7. You're listening to Wildcats football on KWES.
Before Rene Hinojosa became a business executive, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. He participated in UIL academics, designed the original Wildcats logo, was an all-state academic middle linebacker. He then played for the Longhorns, graduating with a business degree from UT. Now he's the Director of Strategic Development at Doctors Hospital at Renaissance. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Rene Hinojosa, WISD was the right choice.
Back once again with the coach, John Boswell. I'm Scott Harrison. 7:25 remaining in the third quarter. It is the Wildcats over the Jaguars, 35-7. Roy Pedraza just scoring for the third time tonight on a run. And getting ready is Chucky to kick it off. Orlando Fuentes. Couple backs there deep. And taking the ball will be number 1, and he is going to get up past the 20-yard line. It was Jeremy Fernandez, also back there, Pete Segura.
Yeah, you know, what a good job they've done all night of covering kicks. Let's recap real quick. Roy Pedraza with 3 touchdown runs. Richard with 2 touchdown passes. JC with a touchdown receiving. Paulino Arevalo with a receiving touchdown. 5 extra points by Orlando Fuentes. Wildcats lead 35-7, but what a dominating first drive of the second half there, Scott.
Oh, it was, Coach, and it took maybe close to 5 minutes off the clock, too, so time was a factor. This time, Albert Guerra, the quarterback, takes it, and he'll go around the right side, and he picks up maybe a couple yards on the play.
Yeah, they jump in and out of their formations. Right now they're in a tight formation, maybe trying to take advantage of the lost inside linebackers, but right now, the Wildcats are holding their own. It's third down. They got to get it on. They're going to spread it out on this down.
Okay, it is 8 yards to go on this play. Guerra has it, tries to throw it downfield, and it's off the fingertips of the intended receiver, Omar Trevino.
Yeah,
Trevino had that big touchdown in the first
right,
half.
there was a crossing route, and it went off the hands. I thought the Wildcats had a chance of intercepting it. That may be the quarterback down.
Right, we'll have to wait and see.
And you said number 17 is listed as a quarterback. Let's see if they have to make a change while we take a break here, Scott.
All right, 6:48 remaining here in the third quarter. Wildcats over the Jaguars, 35-7. You're listening to West Louis football on KWES.
I knew I would earn my degree from a great school. But I never imagined this experience. It's changed the way I think about my future and transformed how I see my world.
All right, injury on that last play to the quarterback, as Coach said, Albert Guerra. So Roger Barrientos will come in. These two guys, I believe, competed for this job this year. And Barrientos has the ball. He's going to keep it, put it under his wing, and get down to about the 35-yard line, so gains about 10 on that run.
Well, you put in a new quarterback, and Coach decided to send pressure. This guy's been playing wideout all day. He's a good athlete. He scrambles out of trouble and looks like he's going to be good for a first down. And that's not that's not what you were trying to accomplish. You're trying to get the sack here on a guy fresh into the game.
Barrientos is a senior. On the rush, 1st and 10, ball at the 35-yard line. And this time it'll be a handoff, and the ball will get up to about the 45-yard line, gain of about 11, and it's Lee Maldonado, who gets another first down.
Right, and that might be the biggest run by a back. The quarterback just had a nice run, but by a back all night. And maybe the Jaguars have found a little rhythm. Let's see if they can continue with it.
So gain of 11 on the play. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line, midway through the third quarter. Wildcats are up 35-7. We have receivers in the slot, shotgun formation. This time Barrientos will keep it, and he'll pick up about 3 yards up the middle. It's
definitely a different offense with Barrientos back there at quarterback. He's a run threat. He gives them some tempo and some speed. Like I said, he's a good enough athlete to play receiver when he's not playing quarterback. He gains about 3 on that, and let's see how the Wildcats adjust to this quarterback.
So it's going to be 2nd and 8 officially, ball at the 48-yard line. Economedes going from our left to right here in the third quarter. Shotgun formation, slots on each side. And this time, the ball is going to be handed up the middle. And not much running room for Jeremy Fernandez. Most of the time tonight, we've seen him taking kickoffs.
Right, and number 90, Fernando Garza, does a good job of closing that down from the backside, which tells me that Gerald Garza onside was doing a good job. And, you know, when they work in concert right and left end, not much good happens for the offense.
So it's going to be 3rd and 7. Ball at the 49-yard line. Under 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Barrientos back to pass and tries to get it up the middle and off the fingers of his intended receiver, Daniel Garcia.
And that's going to bring up a 4th down at about the 49-yard line.
That pass would have probably been enough for a first down.
Yeah, it would have been real close for sure. It was off of hands. You know, the kid's just in at quarterback and maybe didn't really get a good throw there. But JC and Trey Signs are back deep.
All right. It's going to be Omar Trevino, wide receiver who has the one score tonight, punting it off. And the ball is going to be caught and brought up to about the 20 by Hector Signs.
Yeah, that was a good catch. It kept the ball from rolling inside the 20. Looks like the ball is going to be right at the 20-yard line. Wildcats will take over, Scott. 4:38 to go in the third period.
So Wildcats doing a nice job out here tonight, mixing it up both passing and rushing the ball. And the defense has been strong. Only one big play tonight away from a shutout for the Wildcats defense. 55-yard play late in the second quarter. So Richard Lefevre brings him out. He's got in the backfield Roy Pedraza. Got 2 wideouts on the left side and aims the ball at one of them, gets it to him down to the 31-yard line. Enough for a first down. Reception that time by Al Medrano.
Yeah, Big Al runs a little slant. He's in the stack formation right behind JC. Of course, the defender takes JC. He makes an inside cut. Nice throw by Richard, first down.
Medrano, I believe, a couple catches tonight. That one for 11 yards. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Approaching 4 minutes remaining. And this time, quarterback keeper. And the big man, Lefevre, is going to move down and get about 6 or 7 yards. Just moves the pack, so to speak.
Yeah, you fake the ball to Roy. You guard and tackle from the right side, pull left. You jump in behind them. Good for about 7. Second down, the Wildcats are on the roll again with 4 minutes to go in the third period.
2nd down and 3. Ball at the 38-yard line. Freddie Gonzalez shaken up earlier in this quarter. Haven't seen him back yet, but fortunately the offense still being effective out there. And Lefevre this time will throw it over on the right side, and he is going to get his receiver, who's going to be out near midfield. Pickup of about 12 on that play. Was it Signs?
Yeah, what a move he made, Scott, after that catch. That's a simple little 5-yard out pattern. Richard hits him right on rhythm. He makes an in and out cut and adds about 10 yards to that reception. And coach is going to a multiple receiver set. Actually, no backs on this first down at midfield.
Yeah, empty backfield. We've got trips on the right side, 2 receivers on the left. On the left side, we have Vargas among those. Snap comes. Vargas will get the ball. He will take it down to the 40, down to the 35, ankle tackle. And I'm going to tell you what, if on that pass Domingo Rios hadn't caught him, he would have gone to the house.
Well, that was good blocking out by his partner. That's Jaime Banuelos, who comes in also from the defensive side of the ball, out front doing a great job blocking. Tackling J.C. Vargas in the open field is not an easy feat.
And that was about 16 on that play. Ball at the 34-yard line, 1st and 10. So Vargas having a nice night tonight. Had 5 receptions in the opening game. Win against the Sherryland Rattlers. He's got to be approaching that number in receptions tonight. Among them a touchdown. Again, trips right. 2 receivers over there on the left side. And this time the ball is going to go down near the 19-yard line. Gain of about 14 on that play.
Well, Richard looks to the right where he has 3 receivers. Roy Pedraza amongst other out there. Jaime Banuelos makes a nice slant move on the inside. Of course, the defense is looking at J.C. Vargas. It sounds like Economedes wants to talk about it, Scott, with 2:31 to go.
2:31 remaining here in the third quarter. It's the Wildcats over the Jaguars, 35-7. You're listening to Weslaco East football on KWES.
Before David Lozano started practicing law, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. He participated in UIL athletics. He was a regional qualifier. He earned college credits through the dual enrollment program. After high school, he attended the University of Texas before graduating from St. Mary's School of Law. Now he helps people in need as an attorney. WISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For David Lozano, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
All right, back once again, 2:31 remaining. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. They lead 35-7 over Economedes. They have the ball down at the Economedes 18-yard line. 2 wideouts each side. This time it's going to be handed up to Pedraza, and Pedraza is going to get down near about the 11-yard line, so he gets about 7 on that rush up the middle.
Well, you've got 2 receivers to each side of the formation, so Economedes has to answer with 4 defenders. That leaves the box somewhat light, and then you got a guy like Roy Pedraza running up inside for about 5 to be second short.
All right. 7-yard gain, 2nd and 3. This time trying to find Vargas in the corner of the end zone. Looks like Lefevre has done it. 11-yard pass. It is Lefevre to Vargas. Vargas gets his 2nd touchdown reception of the night. This time 11 yards, and it is now a 41-7 lead for the Wildcats. So J.C. Vargas, after being a little quiet on offense last week against Memorial, comes out big tonight, and the 11-yard touchdown reception. Again, 41-7, 2:03 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. And Orlando Fuentes, Chucky attempts the extra point attempt, and it is up, and it is good. So he is now 16 of 16, I believe, Coach, on extra point attempts this season. And it is 42-7, the Wildcats over the Jaguars. Again, 2:03 remaining in the 3rd quarter. You're listening to Weslaco East football on KWES.
Before Harlan Block raised the flag over Iwo Jima, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. There he played for the Panthers, won a championship, and learned some of the leadership skills he and 7 other students used while serving in the Marines. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prominent graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For war hero Harlan Block, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
Back once again, along with the coach, John Boswell, I'm Scott Harrison. Richard Lefevre just threw his 6th touchdown of the season. Also 6th touchdown overall of the season for J.C. Vargas. 42-7 Wildcats lead Jaguars. Coach, you were talking about this during the break. What a balanced drive. What an effective drive.
Well, you know, you have a lot of weapons on the Wildcat offense, and on that drive, J.C. Vargas, Jaime Banuelos, Bone Signs, Richard Lefevre, Al Medrano, Roy Pedraza, all those guys handled the football on that drive. Ball control, little pass, little run, and down the field they go. Is back on the defense to stop them again with about 1:57 to go in the 3rd quarter. Wildcats really playing a good ball game. Like you said, you take one great offensive play by Economedes away, and this thing's a shutout.
So Jeremy Fernandez takes the ball down to the 34-yard line on the kickoff.
Guerra's back.
Yep, Guerra is back. He was injured, but Albert Guerra back at quarterback in the shotgun formation, slots on each side, and there's a flag, Coach.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to call movement on the offense. Let's see. Yeah, that looks like
false start. So you're right, Coach. 5-yard penalty, ball back to the 33. 1st down and 15.
Yeah, you know, right now the Jaguars are just trying to get out of their own way a little bit, and the Wildcats are just trying to hold on. Once again, you want to feel like you're rolling good. You want to come out of this game pretty healthy, but you've got 2 weeks to get well. I know they have some bumps and bruises, but, you know, they don't have to play a game next week. That really helps.
That's right. 2 weeks from now, Weslaco East against Weslaco. And ball will be handed off. It's going to be a short game that time.
Jacob Bonda, Gerald Garza, and number 48 doing a nice job inside. Robert Verda really getting his first start of the year inside there because of injury to one of the Wildcat linebackers.
Lima Maldonado on the carry, gain of about 2 on the play, so it's going to be 2nd and 13. Clock winding. 1:30 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Guerra at quarterback. This time he will try to pass it off on the right side, and close out there to an interception. I believe Wasn't that Bones?
No, that was Fernando.
No, Fernando.
That was Fernando Garza,
Okay.
number 90. You know, the first time they tried that little screen, number 55, Jacob Bonda was right in the middle of it.
And
This
you
time.
know who it was intended for? Barrientos.
Oh, sure.
The guy that was the quarterback a few minutes ago.
Yeah, and third and really long. Let's see if the Wildcats can get off the field here without anything crazy happening.
All right, 3rd and 13, ball at the 30-yard line.
3rd and 13 from the 30.
Economedes in their own territory. Slots on each side, shotgun formation. Guerra pump fakes, puts it back, and overthrows his receiver. Daniel Garcia was double covered.
Yeah, he was double covered by, I think, Ramsey Vasquez and number 15, Hector Muniz, and it's going to be 4th down, and it looks like punt time again, and JC and Bones are back deep for the Wildcats. You know, you're starting to change some personnel when you go to these kicking games. You have to be really aware to make sure you have the right number of people on the field.
And the kick is put up. It goes back. Bones will let it bounce in front of him. It goes out around the 40-yard line. Good field position as we get ready for the next drive by the Wildcats. 1:10 remaining in the third quarter. Wildcats over the Jaguars, 42-7. You're listening to Weslaco East football on KWES.
South Texas College is among the most affordable colleges in the nation, so Abby can afford to be one of the first in her family to go to college, and soon, the very first to go off to law school. Meet Abby, a lawyer in the making at South Texas College. From South Texas College, Sarah can choose to transfer to one of 120 universities, and since her dream school for her dream career is one of them, she's already made up her mind. Meet Sarah, an Aggie in the making at South Texas College.
He's the coach, John Boswell. I'm Scott Harrison. 1:10 remaining here in the third quarter, 42-7. It's the Wildcats over the Economedes Jaguars. We're at Richard Flores Stadium here in Edinburgh. Good hospitality shown by the people of Economedes. We appreciate it. And once again, Richard Lefevre at quarterback. Wideouts on each side. Pedraza in the backfield, and Vargas is wide open at the 20. He is going to run it in. It is a 52-yard pass that time. So Vargas with his 3rd touchdown catch of the evening. Seems just moments ago we saw him catch a 22-yarder. Vargas was wide open, got by the defense. There was one man back there, and he had no attempt or no way to get him. Isaiah Salinas. And another big touchdown tonight for Vargas.
Well, you know, actually, Jaime Banuelos was also open on the post down the middle. Richard kind of had his choice, but that was magic. And Chucky with the kick.
Chucky puts it up, and it's good. 1:02 remaining here in the third quarter, 49-7 Wildcats over the Jaguars. You're listening to Wildcat football on KWES.
Before Clarissa Renteria was a dentist, she was a student at Weslaco ISD. She was a cheerleader, played softball, and started college early through the dual enrollment program. She graduated from UTPA before earning her degree from the University of Texas School of Dentistry in Houston. Now she is Dr. Renteria, creating beautiful smiles at Professional Dental Group. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Dr. Clarissa Renteria, WISD was the right choice.
And we're back once again along with the coach. I'm Scott Harrison. Roy Pedraza's rushed for 3 touchdowns. J.C. Vargas has caught 3 passes for a touchdown. Wildcats up in this game. And we see Pete Segura takes the kickoff down to about the 30-yard line. And so with 53 seconds remaining, that is where Economedes will start at 1st and 10. Big plays by your players that are meant to make big plays. That's been a key tonight in this game, Coach.
Well, right now they're making Economedes make decisions. You know, do I load the box and stop Roy Pedraza? Do I get out there and try to double cover J.C. Vargas? Right now, everything is just rolling in the way of the Wildcat. They've got 53 minutes and another quarter to go. I'm going to imagine the Wildcats get some of those guys that work really hard every day on the field here in the fourth quarter.
Did they do that in the opening game against Sherryland?
Yes, they did.
Okay. I think I remember hearing that on the broadcast. So will be 1st and 10, ball on the 31-yard line. Nice gain that time. Jeremy Fernandez on the play. He'll get it to the 37, pickup of 6, and it'll be 2nd down and 4.
You know, once in a while as a coach, you're just looking for that clock to run. You know, Economedes wants to get out of this well too, but they want something positive to happen to head into their next game. So they'll keep working. They've got a good coaching staff and a lot of good players out there.
Shotgun formation. Guerra back to pass, and Guerra will try to get it upfield, and this time it does go to about the 44-yard. And this time it's Barrientos.
Yeah, Barrientos again on that little screen to the outside. Gets some linemen out there blocking. He makes a first down.
Gets 8 yards.
And the clock's going to run out. We're going to be in the fourth quarter here in just a moment.
So after 3 quarters of play, it's the Weslaco East Wildcats 49, the Economedes Jaguars 7. You're listening to Weslaco East football on KWES.
Before Rene Hinojosa became a business executive, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. He participated in UIL academics, designed the original Wildcats logo, was an all-state academic middle linebacker. He then played for the Longhorns, graduating with a business degree from UT. Now he's the Director of Strategic Development at Doctors Hospital at Renaissance. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Rene Hinojosa, WISD was the right choice.
And back once again with the coach, John Boswell. I'm Scott Harrison. And as we begin the first play, that is of the fourth quarter, there is a whistle and a penalty. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. That's where the ball was to begin the quarter. Penalty is against the offense, against Economedes. So the ball will go back to the 40-yard line where it'll be 1st and 15 for the Jags.
Yeah, you know, you just can't start every drive with a penalty. That's really hard on an offense. That's really hard on a coaching staff. You know, what play do you call on 1st and 15? You know, that's not even on your chart usually. But it is 1st and 15.
Gata, who was shaken up in the third quarter, missed a series but back in for his second series since the injury. Gata puts it up, and he will get the ball down near first down yardage, and it's a gain of near 10 yards on that play. Yeah, Roger Barrientos, the man who came in to play quarterback, has done a nice job as a receiver tonight.
Yeah, he cut that ball in the hole between the zone, and Ramsey Vasquez, number 4, comes over and makes the tackle. But that gives them a first down inside Wildcat territory. They haven't been down in here that much tonight, so that was a big play for them.
Gain of about 16 on that play. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Slots on each side, and before the snap can be taken, there is a whistle.
Well, you know, that should be huddling with 12. Barrientos went running off the field as they broke the huddle. That's what it's going to be. So that's going to march them back at least 5, I believe, and it's going to be 1st and 15 again.
This game, how does it compare to the Sherryland games? It's similar in the effectiveness of the offense and defense?
Yeah, it's real similar. Sherryland didn't have that one big play. You take that one big play away, and the game's very similar.
So, 1st down and 15. Ball back at the 49-yard line. Economedes going from our right to left here in the fourth quarter. Gata tries to drop off a screen pass, does to Segata. Segata is going to get down to about the 25-yard line. So on that particular play, does a nice job, gets over 20 yards.
Yeah, he got back to where it's 2nd and 1. Big hit again by Ramsey Vasquez, but they're not having any success or any time. Oh, they're going to give him a first down here. But the defensive line didn't sniff that one out. You know, they have been feeling those screen passes. They didn't feel that one happening.
So officially about 15 yards on that play. And again, a first down, ball at the 34-yard line. Guerra back to pass, and his receiver falls down. He was down at about the 30-yard line. Would have been about a 5-yard gain. And on that particular play, the intended receiver was Jose Medellin.
Yeah, and he's coverage by number 33, Mikey Gonzalez out there. So, you know.
He recovered a fumble, I think, in the first game, didn't he?
Yeah. He's a veteran, you know,
right.
and a coach's kid and a gym rat. And he can play a lot of different spots also. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Slots on each side. Fernandez in the backfield with Gata. Gata being chased, and he is going to be brought down at the 50-yard line. And nice play that time by Gerald Garza. I believe he has 2 sacks in this game.
Well, that should either be a sack right there or it should be intentional grounding because he did kind of throw it.
Did he? Okay, so they say.
I don't know. Is there a flag? If there's a flag out, it's going to be grounding. If there's not a flag out, then it should be down right there as a sack.
Garza with 2 sacks in the opening game. Intentional grounding. So no sack, right, Coach?
Well, yeah, you get the sack, and then it's a loss of down.
So you get both? All right.
Yeah, you get the sack, and you get a loss of down penalty because of the minus yardage. I mean, Scott, you know, we jokingly said in a game last weekend that they barely could punt for a first down. They're about in that situation.
Yeah.
It's 3rd and 26.
Ball at midfield. 90 seconds into the 4th quarter. And this time we have a change at quarterback.
Barrientos.
Yeah, Barrientos, and his pass is incomplete.
Off the hands of one Wildcat, through the hands of another, almost intercepted. Intercepted is going to be 4th and forever. Let's see who they get back there to receive the punt. Looks like they're going to keep the defense on the field and put Ramsey Vasquez back deep. They are putting the punt team out there.
That's right. Omar Trevino. Ball will bounce around the 25-yard line. It's picked up, and it will be taken to about the 28-yard line, and that is going to be all for Vasquez.
Yeah, Ramsey Vasquez does a good job back there. You know, he's kind of the next one coming up. They had a young man named Cito Rojas that did everything, play offense, play defense, return kicks. Well, Ramsey's kind of going to be the next one following JC, I think. JC graduates this year. And let's see if there's some substitutions being made by the Wildcats as they're ahead 49-7 with about 10 minutes to go here in the game.
Is this the kind of game where you look at it and you say, you know, we really needed this. We're getting ready for district play. We didn't win the game before, and you've got a couple weeks off. If you had a loss, it's something you really got to deal with for 2 weeks. Is it really crucial when you have that kind of off period to get a win like this?
Well, yeah, and the way you lost last week, you don't feel good about. You know, you turn the ball over, and you're going to call, you know, some of your veteran players make some game-changing mistakes, and you don't want to end like that. Looks like number 2, Danny Salinas in at quarterback.
Danny Salinas in at quarterback. Shotgun formation. And it looks like Pedraza's still in there, and he is going to go from the 28 to about the 38, close to a first down.
Well, you know, Roy's still in there, but Freddie got banged up a little bit, and Freddie would get a lot of these carries right here. It looks like they're going to have number 7, Dimas Alvarez, who starts on defense, but when he was on the freshman team, he was a stud at running back, number 7, in the ball game right now back there with Danny Salinas.
All right. So Pedraza is out after that 10-yard run. Maybe that's his last action of the night. And this time it is a fumble. Looked like it was going to be maybe a direct snap to Salinas.
Well, I think he was trying to hand the ball off
to him? Okay.
To Alvarez, but, you know, he doesn't play full-time running back. I'm not even sure he was getting the football, but that's what happens. It looks like Economedes is going to have something positive happen there. Number 24, maybe. No, is it 74? Okay, they say it's Villanueva. There's a 4. Number 34, Nicholas Villanueva, recovers that. That's going to put the Wildcat defense out there in a bad situation.
He's their star defender, too. He's the leader of the team on defense.
Well, he had something finally positive happen there. But it happened because you got people playing in positions, you know, that they don't always play. That's not an excuse. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
If you never handle the ball, and all of a sudden they're asking you in the game to go in there and handle the ball.
So the ball will be first down, 10, 27-yard line in Wildcats territory. Looks like Albert Guerra back at quarterback. Slots on each side, one back in the backfield. Fernandez, he'll get the ball. No, actually, Guerra will keep it. Guerra is going to try to sweep the right side, and he's not going to get much, maybe a couple yards before he runs out of territory and hits the out of bounds.
You know, I don't know if that's the guy Economedes plans on playing out the rest of the season with, but he's got beat up a little bit back there playing quarterback. I don't know that I would run him a whole bunch and risk injury to the guy you might hope is going to carry you through the district play and maybe into the playoffs, but, you know, I'm not the coach in Economedes, so I don't get to make that call.
Officially 1 yard on the play. Second down at 9 at the 26-yard line. Guerra gets it out of the shotgun, tries to find a receiver, does, and we'll get it down to the 20, about the 17-yard line. And on that play, it goes to Omar Trevino, but there's a flag.
Yeah, there's a flag in an area that could be a hold. Let's see what it is. They're saying hold, but is it offensive? It looks like a defensive hold. Once again, you've got some young men in there who work really hard every day in practice, but they don't get to be under the lights all the time. Maybe in there making some mistakes.
Still waiting for the official announcement.
I think he's asking the coach, do you want to accept the penalty? Here's
Okay.
what the penalty is. Declined, and they'll take the play.
So it'll be a first down either way inside the red zone. We know that already. And ball will be marked about the 16-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 from that point for Economedes.
Yeah, it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 16. We've got 8:50 to go in the fourth quarter.
All being said at the 16-yard line, 1st and 10, Economedes.
Fans have stuck around for both teams, enjoying this action tonight. Appreciate everybody that made the trip up from Weslaco. Guerra with the ball, and he will hand it off this time to Fernandez, and Fernandez will get down near the 10-yard line, gain of about 6 as he goes around the right side.
Right, that was a nice little inside run there. You know, they haven't been in position to run that a whole bunch with the way this game has gone, but he gains about maybe 5.
Yeah, officially 5, so
Yeah,
the ball be at the 11, 2nd down and 5.
And they've got some positive here. When they look at the film tomorrow, if they can score on this drive and you have the big play earlier in the game, you know, you got to find some positives. You know, those kids are out there working hard, and they want to see something good too. Tight set.
Tight set. Guerra under center, and before he can snap the ball, there is a whistle. Timeout, I believe, by Economedes. So with 7:59 remaining here in the fourth quarter, it is the Wildcats over the Jaguars, 49-7. You're listening to Weslaco East football on K-West.
What does it take to make it at Baylor? Passion, intelligence, a mind that is actively engaging and questioning. We look for leaders, people who know how to inspire and lift everyone up. That's what it means to be a professor here, an individual who cares about every student and who transcends learning to transform lives. Baylor.
7:59 remaining. Along with the coach, John Boswell, I'm Scott Harrison. Wildcats leading the Jaguars 49-7.
You know, we'd like to thank Dr. Priscilla Canales, the school board, WSD, Carlos Robledo, the director of K-West. Sweep.
Yeah, Segura gets down inside the 5-yard line. Go ahead, coach.
And Big O, Oscar Riojas, athletic director, principal, Dr. Raul Cantu, and of course, head coach Mike Burgett for being part of Weslaco East football tonight in K-West. The best in the valley, the first in the valley. People are imitating it, but no one can duplicate it, Scott. And it's happy to have you as a member of the family.
Well, we're glad to be here. A 6-yard gain by Segura. Val Zamora and Vinny Barry doing our camera work tonight, doing a great job. Looks like Segura again gets inside the 5. And those guys have got to work hard today in the heat, doing all that camera stuff.
Oh, yeah, and they always work hard, and they just do a great job over there at K-West. All the stuff you see online, on Facebook, on the scoreboard, all the stuff you see. If there's a way to highlight the students of WISD, K-West finds a way to help do it, because you know that Weslaco is the right choice when it comes to education in the Mid-Valley.
2nd down and goal to go. Ball at the 2-yard line. Guerra at center will hand it off, and it will be near the goal line where the tackle will be made. I have to try to catch who the runner was that time. Lee Maldonado on that carry. Gets down to about the 1.
Yeah, it's on about the half-yard line with the clock running. You know, the Wildcats are also looking, you know, you don't ever, you know, I was a defensive coordinator for about 15 years of my career. You don't ever want anybody to score on you. I don't care what the score of the game is. And so they're going to try to stop this play right here.
All right, 3rd and goal to go. Tight formation. Guerra holds on to the ball, and he is going to go in for the touchdown. So Alex Guerra on the quarterback keeper takes it in from a half-yard out, and it is now 49-13. Wildcats over the Jaguars. 6:28 remaining here in regulation. There is a flag down now before the extra point.
Well, if that flag may take the touchdown off the board.
Have to see.
Let's see.
Waiting for the call.
You know, he didn't just really get way into the end zone, so I don't know. Can you hear a call?
Haven't heard one. Maybe they picked it up, the flag.
Touchdown's good on sportsmanlike on Economedes. They'll probably take it on the kickoff.
Okay.
I think that's what's happening, even though I didn't hear him.
Weslaco East, 26 returning lettermen, 5 on offense, 8 on defense. For Edinburgh Economedes, they had 23 returning lettermen, 5 on offense and 4 on defense.
You know, we're at the point in the season where that almost doesn't matter anymore, because someone who started the year 3 weeks ago with no experience has got some experience now. Here they go for the extra point, number 4 back kicking.
Romero Gonzalez will try to kick the extra point from the 10-yard line. It is up, and it is good. So with 6:28 remaining in the fourth quarter, it is the Wildcats over the Jaguars, 49-14. You're listening to Weslaco East football on KWES.
Before David Lozano started practicing law, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. He participated in UIL athletics. He was a regional qualifier. He earned college credits through the dual enrollment program. After high school, he attended the University of Texas before graduating from St. Mary's School of Law. Now he helps people in need as an attorney. WISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For David Lozano, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
Going back to get the kickoff, Ramsey Vasquez and also J.C. Vargas along with the coach, none other than our good buddy out here, John Boswell. I'm Scott Harrison. 6:28 remaining.
That's a different guy kicking, Scott, and he moved it way over the hash mark. We talked about might this be an onside kick situation, and it might very well be, because number 4 has been kicking off, and this looks like a different guy, maybe 54 or 44. No, he still kicks it deep.
All right, so the kick is coming down to the 30-yard line and will be returned up to the 35, 40, 45, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. That was about a 70-yard return that time. My gosh. Vasquez on that return.
Well, that's the guy I was telling you they're trying to put in line to be the next guy. That's Ramsey Vasquez back there.
Vasquez got that ball, and he just turned into another gear.
Well, he's back there with JC, and JC's the guy he's trying to become in a way. And 70-yard touchdown on a kickoff, and Chucky's in for another extra point.
Vasquez, I couldn't believe it. I mean, he just put it into second gear, and nobody got near touching him. What would you call that, Coach, about 75, 70 yards?
I think he picked it up around the 30. I would like to see the replay. A kick by Chucky's good.
Yeah, Chucky's good. I'm not even sure how many points he has now. I've lost track. But he's perfect on extra points this year.
And field goals.
And field goals.
And kicked off well.
Yeah. So 56-14 is the score. 6:16 remaining here in regulation. Wildcats over the Jaguars. You are listening to Weslaco East football on KWES.
Before Harlan Block raised the flag over Iwo Jima, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. There he played for the Panthers, won a championship, and learned some of the leadership skills he and 7 other students used while serving in the Marines. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prominent graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For war hero Harlan Block, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
Back once again. Felipe Cantu getting ready to kick off. A new kicker coming in for Chucky.
Well, he's got on the pretty shoes, and usually you find those glow in the dark or pink or red or gold shoes, and that's usually their kicker. And this is the first time someone's kicked off besides Chucky this year.
So the kickoff is up there. It's going to come down at about the 12-yard line. And Segura has it. Segura is going to try to break free, but he gets down to the 38.
And I see number 14 on the tackle, and who else was that? Number 23, Jaime Banuelos, I believe. 14 is Matt Vela, linebacker for the Wildcats, and it's going to be first down with about 6:10 to go in the game. Let's see if they make any changes offensively. We've seen 2 different quarterbacks.
And Ramsey Vasquez, one more time. 75 yards approximately for that kickoff return, Coach. I mean, he really has got some speed.
Well, in their career, JC's returned kickoffs for a touchdown. Roy's returned kickoffs for a touchdown. Now Ramsey's returned kickoffs for a touchdown.
Good company.
Oh, yeah.
Good company. So Guerra is still in there, hands it off to Fernandez. Fernandez is going to break away from some tackles, reverse himself, goes around the left side, and he gets clobbered about the 38-yard line. And there is a flag on the play after he goes down.
Well, when the quarterback reverses field like that, he got away from a tackle on one of those young defenders. But Jaime Banuelos come out of nowhere, but one of the blockers for Economedes pushed him right in the middle of the back, right in front of the official, right in front of the East coach's bench, and that's going to be the call, a block in the back.
5:59 remaining. Again, Economedes moving backwards. They're 1-1 on the season entering this game. Actually, 2-0, I should say.
Yeah, 2-0.
Yeah, Wildcats 1-1. Economedes victories coming against La Jolla Palmview 13-9 last week and opened the season defeating Brownsville Hanna 19-14. Of course, Weslaco East opened the season defeating the Sherryland Rattlers 62-0 and then lost last week to McAllen Memorial 28-14. Well, the ball is handed off again, and this time it's going to be Fernandez, Jeremy Fernandez, and he doesn't get much.
Yeah, that's a nice job by the defense again. And you're seeing a lot of, if we were playing on grass like they used to, you'd see a lot of clean uniforms out there. Yeah. I see number 60 out there. That would be Marco Martinez, amongst others. There's some guys out there that play a lot, and there's some guys out there with clean uniforms.
Second down and 17 after that short gain ball at the 30. Guerra, he is going to be sacked, and I'm telling you what, the defender came up there very quick, and that was that Joel Longoria?
Yeah, Joel Longoria did a good job coming up there. I also see big number 76, Jose Sanchez, in the game, but there was no answer for Joel coming, and it's third, and it says 17. No, at 23 he looks closer.
Yeah. It was a loss of about 7 on the play after the sack.
Yeah.
Longoria, good defender. I've enjoyed watching him this year. So, 3rd and 23 ball at the 24-yard line. Under 5 minutes remaining here in the fourth. Guerra will try to pass it, and he tries to find a receiver on the left side. Peter Puerta, I believe, is the receiver, and incomplete.
I think you got the wrong team.
I'm sorry.
There.
No, I do. I picked the wrong roster up that time.
But he had pressure out of Matt Vela.
It was actually Jose Salcida.
Yeah, he had pressure out of Matt Vela and out of Joel Longoria again. Mm-hmm. And you've got now, I think, Ramsey Vasquez back to return a punt. And let's see if Economedes, are they going to let the clock run out, take a timeout? Are they just missing a guy? Here we got about 7 seconds to get this punt in the air.
It'll be Omar Trevino getting ready to kick the punt off to Ramsey. And he is going to let it bounce, and it's going to roll down to near the 33-yard line where it's finally down by Economedes.
Well, he didn't want to make any mistakes. I'm sure the coach has told him, again, you don't want anything silly, crazy to happen right now. There's some guys on offense you want to get in the game. I see number 8. I see David Peterson. I see some again, clean uniforms. Number 84, David Leal, around the huddle. Number 40 is Jared Barnice. Number 12 heading into the game, that's Ricardo Barbosa. So there's a good number. Number 16, Peter Puente, you just you called playing on the other team, but he's actually on this one.
I just called his name a couple moments too early.
Yeah. You knew he was coming.
I knew he was coming. I sensed it.
ESP or ESPN, one of the two.
So Puente's in there at quarterback. High backfield, going to hand it to an up back and a couple-yard gain.
Yeah, that's a nice inside run. Did you pick up the runner? 36, I think.
Yeah.
Jacob Carrasco did a nice job with that ball.
Game 5.
Yeah, and that's all you want to do. The clock's running. You're getting guys in the ball game. Peter Puente's over getting the call. Go back in. All these guys that play quarterback either played quarterback on the freshman team or the JV team. It's not like they've never played before. They just haven't played a whole lot under the lights. And you've got Big Richard Lefevre on the first team.
Double tights. 2nd down and 5, I backfield, 1 wide out on the right side. And this time it is going to be handed up again, and it looks like
Randy Cardosa. Yeah.
Randy got in after the injury.
Right, and you know what? He's a good young player. He's a legacy.
Yeah.
His older brother Ricky started on the line the last couple of years. He played some defense and some offense. So he's been around this team and around this game for a number of years.
Cardoso got 6 for another first down. 1st and 10. Wildcats at their own 44-yard line. Clock running. Under 3:30 remaining. Comfortable lead, 56-14. Again, a power formation basically, run formation. We do have one wide out over on the right side. And again, the up back is going to get it, and he is going to get up over the 50-yard line. And I believe on that play once again, let's double check.
It's Carrasco.
Yeah, Carrasco.
Yeah, again, a nice job. He's also a legacy, an older brother go through the program. But right now,
Jacob Carrasco.
let me tell you how nice the job Peter Puente is doing. Coach Burgett's giving him the play. He's going in the huddle and making the play. And then he's staring at the play clock, and he's not even saying anything until he gets under 10 seconds.
So gain of 5 on that play. 2nd down and 5, ball at the 49-yard line. All right, again, you're right, Coach. And ball is going to be handed off inside, and this time it is going to go to Cardoza. And Cardoza is going to get down near the 45-yard line, and that's about 6 yards, good enough for another first down. So these young players, not only are they taking time off the clock, but they're getting some nice gains of 5 or 6 yards each rush.
Well, you never know by the time you make the playoffs who's hurt, who has a problem. And sometimes you've got to force a guy into the game, maybe that's never played. Well, when you get them in a game, that counts, and that helps them be better down the road. You never know when you'll need them.
So Wildcats now in Economedes territory, but the main goal is just to run out the clock. And this time the ball will go down to the 35-yard line. And it is Carrasco again, right, on that play?
Right.
So he gets down to the 35 and picks up about 8.
Yeah, and number 81, Juan Mata, into the game. But right now they're feeding the big guys, the fullbacks. And let me tell you about a second-team guy in a high school. He runs the other team's offense during the week. He gets to be cannon fodder a little bit, as they say. And to get in the game and play, it means so much to the kid and to the family. I remember my son's first times on the field. It was just really special for everybody.
So this time the ball's going to go down to the 30. A gain of about another 5 yards, and it looks like it's Cardoza this time. So they're kind of alternating between Carrasco and Cardoza, and each time it's almost about a 5-yard gain. We'll say officially the ball's marked to the 32-yard line, but again, a first down, 1st and 10. More importantly, the clock is running down to under 90 seconds remaining.
Well, Economedes doesn't want to stop it. Wildcats don't want to stop it. They're not really trying to score.
No, they're not.
In fact, they're in
your favorite formation.
My favorite formation right now. Victory formation. They'll kneel it a couple times, maybe once. Take back, kneel it. Let's see, 40 seconds. He may have to snap it one more time.
So, Coach, as we look at this game, I know you said there were a few things down later. The second team fumbled the ball away, and then Economedes went down and scored. The first team defense gave up a big touchdown early. Offense, very effective. But overall, if you were giving a grade, what would you grade the team overall?
I would say you probably look at a good, solid B+. You didn't have the turnovers, which it was a correction. Your kicking game was outstanding today. You covered kickoffs well. Did they punt, Scott? I don't even know.
No, they just.
I don't think they punted tonight.
I don't think so.
They did a good job on the punt return game. You threw the ball pretty well. You ran the ball pretty well. I don't know if you got out of here totally healthy, but you got 2 weeks to get ready. And Scott, once again, pleasure working with you tonight.
A lot of fun.
Thank Val and Vinny for the work on the camera.
Right. Val Zamora and Vinny Berry, you're the best. Our camera crew tonight for K-West. Couldn't do it without them. And everybody else back at the studios that are going to put this together for everyone to enjoy. Just really quick, Coach. Roy Pedroza, he had a total of 3 touchdowns rushing. J.C. Vargas caught 3 touchdown passes from Richard Lefevre. I think Lefevre has about 6 touchdowns on the season. Vargas, I believe, now has scored 7 touchdowns total. And Lefevre, I believe, Pedraza has, I think, 6 touchdowns total. That's just off the top of my head. So, again, they're putting some good statistics down, but more importantly, it's a victory. And now you go over the 500 mark. You're now 2-1, Weslaco East. And it is the Wildcats over the Jaguars, 56-14. Any final comments, Coach?
No, that's about it. You know, we'll see in a couple of weeks with the inner-city rivals. It's going to be fun, Scott, and want everyone to stay tuned.
All right, for the coach, John Boswell, I'm Scott Harrison from Richard Flores Stadium here in Edinburgh, Texas. Final score, it is the Weslaco East Wildcats 56, and it is the Edinburgh Economedes Jaguars 14. You have been listening to Weslaco East Football on KWES.